The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Can somebody just wrap your arms around you and just bask in this revelation? You better tell him. No throne without the cross. There'll be no sacrifice without your blood. All this you did for me. Lift it up. No throne without a There's no sacrifice without your blood. All this you did for me. No me without you. Say no throne without a cross. Hey, there's no sacrifice without all this you did for me. Can you lift it up? Lift your hands and tell him, no throne without the cross. That's no sacrifice. All these you did. No me without you.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.
Citi 97.3. This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
No throne without the cross. There's no sacrifice without your blood. All these you did for me. No me without you. In your relationships with one another, have this mindset as Christ Jesus, who being in very nature God, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness, and being found in appearance as a man. He humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on a cross. Therefore God exalted him to the highest place and gave him the name that is above every name, that at the name of Jesus every knee should bow in heaven and on earth and under the earth, and every tongue acknowledge that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. There's no shortcut to the throne. A man looking for a throne must think of the cross. If there's a crown you are eyeing, start preparing yourself for the cross. For on the cross, all habits that will stain the crown are crucified. So if you must taste the glory of commencement or graduation, you must first go through matriculation. It's a very fast generation. Sacrifice is not a buzzword. It's not one of the key words in our generation. We like it with speed. It has to be fast. It has to be convenient. But with all the convenience that modernity comes with, nothing beats sacrifice. So you cannot turn the equation around. If the master had to go through the cross to get to the crown, what about you, the servant? So in your relationship with one another, have the same mindset as Christ did. Do not seek your own interest. Put that of others above yours. Welcome to a brand new morning. Welcome to a fresh start. Welcome to your favorite show, where we convene talent, intellect through the power of radio. Use conversation to convene influence, talent, and intellect to push national agenda. So indeed, there is no show without you. It's a convening, it's an assembling of interests, of love and sacrifice and toil, love for country. Welcome to 97.3 Citi FM. I call this the Citi Breakfast Show. My name is Caleb Kuda. There's no me without you. There's no us without you. As there is no you without us. So it's an interactive show. Join us on 0549986996. Business Sense is brought to you by Access Bank. If you got big dreams for your business, let Access Bank take you there. Access W, in partnership with WCI Forum, invites you to Istanbul, Turkey for a lifetime business experience you don't want to miss. Business leaders, entrepreneurs, investors, and go-getters, Istanbul is calling. It's happening from the 11th to the 18th of this year. August, It's packed with B2B meetings, cuts across sectors, opportunity for shopping in Istanbul, sightseeing, and a Bosphorus yacht cruise. Double occupancy, $2,500, single $2,800. It's an all-inclusive package, so you don't have to worry. Limited slots are available, so secure a seat now. Call Jemima 0579 734 663. 0579 734 663. Access W, inspiring, connecting, empowering. Access Bank, more than banking. Welcome to a brand new show. Let's make magic happen.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
All right. Ooh, yeah. Well, oh yeah. Here we go, y'all. Sing a little message out to those of y'all who feel like you're struggling. Yeah. It's a simple song. Yeah. Yesterday, a man stepped to me and said, how can you smile when your world is crumbling down? I said, here's my secret. When I wanna cry, I take a look around and I see that I'm getting by, and I hold on. Hold on. Change is coming. Change is coming. Hold on. Hold on. Don't you worry.
Sound of blackness, hold on, change is coming. I love this one.
Some people like to run away.
How can you be smiling when your world is crumbling down? And I said, here's my secret. When I want to cry, I take a look around and I see that I'm getting by. And I hold on, because change is coming. Hold on, friends, change is coming. Because from the dreams of youth to the ambitions of adulthood, wherever you are on your journey, starting a career, building a family, growing a business, or planning your future, we are here for your journey. Every goal deserves a chance to flourish, and with hard work, dedication, and a strong belief in yourself, the seed of greatness is within reach. Trust in the journey, understand Fidelity Bank is with you every step of the way. Let's turn your dreams into reality together. We're here for your journey, believe with us.
When the love you see is hard to find, don't give up.
So Tuesday morning, we'll bring you the news review. Richard Delasky is here, together with Bernardino Koku Avle. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning!
Man, Oh, but for Sky Home.
Charlie, government,
The weather is entering you.
For day, the system is. I don't know why, Charlie. Why is it something? The world is coming to an end.
Temperatures are dropping.
Oh, I see.
I think August will be worse.
There's a suggestion that we are moving further away from the sun or something like that. So.
It's just the nature of July and August.
Really?
It's the coldest.
This is very unusual.
March is the hottest month of the year. It's just the rotation and the way things work.
I see.
It gets really cold these days.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
Next year by this time, Charlie, we'll have all kinds of the hospital.
The Daily Graphic. Chiefs can't renegotiate sold lands. This is very important. Justice Osei speaking there with a story by Emmanuel Bohox. And also, Ablikuma Not Violence. Police are reviewing viral videos to identify culprits. Page 13. And then 37,000 candidates write licensure exams. Those are all in the Daily Graphic.
The Chronicle has a bold claim. 38% of MPP delegates endorse Brian. And he's here on the front page smiling. I don't know. The Chronicle seems to be very loyal to him. And they're running very positive remarks and stories about him regularly. Also, the front page this morning, surge in illegal export of raw rubber worries stakeholders. And court discharges accused person standing trial over killing of Josephine Asante. A minister threatens to revoke 962 small-scale mining licenses to combat illegal mining.
Daily Guide is rich with many stories. Presidential jet grounded in France. That's on page 3. Also, 37-year-old nurse found dead. Akoso Educhumwa. UTAC threatens strike over Galamsey. Professor Mamadou Akudugu is on the front page. Meanwhile, 962 small-scale mining licenses risk revocation by August 4 if they don't comply with new directives. And listen to this: Ghanaians to pay an extra $250 for US visa.
And then we have to tell the people our mind.
The visa is being reduced in length. So the amount you are paying is more.
I think the foreign ministry would have to send some strong messages out there, but in a respectful tone.
No,
we can't. They can't be collecting money from us.
Elections have consequences.
Oh no, not at all. No. I object to that.
We were here.
No,
we were here.
We object to that.
Elections have consequences.
Well, that is true, but we object to it.
So, Sky, what can we do?
No,
we can't do anything.
We should summon the ambassador.
There's almost someone. What does that
Is it by force to visit somebody's country?
Otherwise, then we reciprocate. We retaliate. The Daybreak newspaper says missing weapons. National security owns guns, not Ghana Armed Forces. The minister spoke yesterday, and that is how they're interpreting it. Also,
I think he said ammunitions. He made that clarity later on his socials that it was ammunitions he was referring to. It's different from weapons.
Okay.
But I don't even know what that means. So.
Okay, Gold Board to roll out traceability system in 2026. We brought you that yesterday. And FBI completes counterterrorism training for NIB.
All right, now, Sky,
Yes,
let me take you to the BNFT.
All right.
A lot on our dollars. BOG crackdown targets dollar use in real estate and education sectors. That's number one. Meanwhile, Databank is predicting that import pressures and dollar will test CD strength. So the CD will be tested this month. Meanwhile, overall food imports hit 3.25 billion. So we're importing more food.
Wow.
Yes, particularly from the US.
After everything.
Even after Agric.
Oh, Charlie.
Oh, but Agric is, how does that Agric?
The thing has shot up from $2.6 million.
Are we the governance? We are just doing our work. So import food, to be fair, they are comparing 2024 to 2023. But they are also saying that the first half of the year, imports have also gone up compared to the same time last year.
I'm sure it's the same old things you're importing.
We'll do with that. In other stories, less than 1% of population donates blood despite rising demand.
Oh no.
Can you imagine?
Oh, no.
And then Chief of Staff calls for ethical boardroom leadership, speaks ahead of 2025 boardroom summit.
There are more dollar stories here, so let me just link that quickly.
Okay.
Dollars flowing, but to whom? Mountain complaints suggest something doesn't add up. This is the High Street Journal. And then the dollar dilemma. Is there really a forex shortage or industry players are hoarding it?
That's the question.
These are some questions going. And then when growth doesn't hire, Africa's development creating labor out overflows and threatening security. These are some interesting stories.
Okay, and let me do my last two newspapers. The National Enquirer says warning: Defense Minister to violent chieftaincy agitators and 12,000 force says personnel to be recruited. Also on the front page, arrest anyone obstructing anti-Galamsey operations. This coming in from the Minister for the Interior, Muntaka, to security agencies. Also, court orders Zoom Lion to pay over 464,905 Ghana cedis to dismissed workers. If you go to the other newspaper, which is the New Republic, Baumia's 2.1 billion Ghana cedi G40 scandal, kickback scheme, monumental losses and abuse of processes. And then also hope returns to Blekusu. And some other stories here.
All right. Let me give you a couple of online stories here. Gutad threatens nationwide protests over foreigners in retail trade. Caleb, this is a perennial story. Keeps coming up every year. So this is the 2025 installment. Agric players demand immediate ban on illegal donkey hide trade. So apparently, donkey hide is highly
high demand
for beauty products. And Professor Roger Canton made this point. So Agric players are demanding an immediate ban on illegal donkey hide. You know, in some communities, the donkeys are used as beasts of burden to help in plowing and things. But they have become almost extinct because people are catching the donkeys and killing them. Now, public sector financial irregularities surged by 109%, according to the Auditor General. Charlie, it's this last time they checked. Meanwhile, enforced use of small CD notes to tame inflation. Financial analyst to BOG. And then Upon Kuma outlines 4 reasons for MPP's 2024 defeat. And then a few more questions. Utah KNUST blast or slums President Mama over Galamsey. Now, let's go to other websites.
Yes, if you do Channel 1 News online.com, Energy Ministry cited for 15.8 billion Ghana cedi irregularities in 2024 audit report. And then Dr. Yao Osei Educhum is here. He says, I'm not bitter over Baumia's running mate snub in 2024. And then he also says that don't abolish teacher licensure exams. Dr. Educhum urges government. Upon Kuma says, stop using doctored videos to sow division in the NPP. He spoke to you on Point of View last night. And then he's also saying that NPP won't publish full report on 2024 election defeat. And that'd be all.
Let me take it to my journal online. We are not just looking for a flag bearer. We want a presidential candidate. Chairman Sabunsu is quoted here. Meanwhile, Tamale drug dealer fined 1.68 million cedis, faces 25 years in jail over tramadol bust. And then this defense minister story, he announces a $1 billion retooling for Ghana Armed Forces. And there's a very interesting article here. 11 multi-party Ghanaian families playing all sides. Sky, that's
Very
an interesting
interesting
right up there. Ghana News Agency is finishing up on the President's Eastern Regional Thank You Tour. That's their lead story. President Mahama thanks Eastern Regional Chiefs. Meanwhile, chiefs of Sisala set new maize price to protect farmers. So chiefs are setting maize price. And then Toby Apede backs Youth Innovation Awards, 260,000 cedis to startups. So those are some of the stories there. Now take us globally briefly. The BBC and then Bloomberg News.
Trump caught off guard by Israel's action last week. Epstein accuser recounts Trump's late night visit to Epstein's office. And then the Cosby Show actor drowns in Costa Rica.
Oh, Charlie.
Sad story coming through from Costa Rica.
Yeah, he was known as Theo.
Yes.
Huxtable.
And in Bangladesh, there's a very sad one too. A plane crashed into a school. What we know about the deadly Bangladesh jet crash into a school, there's a breakdown of that here as well.
Right.
And
So let me start with the Daily Graphic quickly. So a change of a chief as a result of death or abdication or dismemberment does not affect the status of land sale transactions existing within the jurisdiction before the new chief ascends the throne. Now, this is from a Justice of the Court of Appeal, Justice Alexander Osei-Tutu. It says, it was therefore unlawful for a new chief to direct that land transactions concluded under a predecessor chief regularized under new terms merely on the basis of a new chief ascending the throne. Now, he was speaking at a 2-day training program organized by the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs in collaboration with the Judicial Training Institute at the ILGS. And the lecture was on the topic Chiefs and Customary Law Administration, Legal and Fiduciary Duties. He then quoted specific laws and as chiefs to refrain from harassing people who have bought lands. It is unlawful for a new chief to say that he does not recognize the sale of a land under a previous chief. My only comment is that if this is correct, then the courts must also show this in the way they adjudicate.
Well,
Because a lot of times, when these land disputes come up, they take so long, and that people who buy land for the first time sometimes get frustrated. If the position is this clear, then I believe that the court must also be quite prompt. Because he quoted many laws. He quoted, for example, what do you call it? Section 180 of the Land Act, Act 1036, which further extends to heads of families and clans that a change of a person authorized to make or grant a stool or skin or whatever, basically cannot mean that when there's a new person, you have to change the status, whatever. He also goes into section 13.2 of Act 1036 and gives some other information. He quotes many laws. Some of the other facilitators of the training included Justice Stephen Alan Brobe, a retired Justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Gabriel Poaman, Kweku T. Akabuafo, Philip Bright Mensah, all Justices of the Supreme Court, and Justice Eric Cheba of the Court of Appeal.
Anyway, let's stay with the courts because page 2 of the Chronicle has a story. Acting Chief Justice choose dialogue before litigation. The story from Isaac Akwete Okuno in Koforidua says the acting Chief Justice, His Lordship Justice Paul Bafo-Bonning, has passionately urged Ghanaians to prioritize dialogue and alternative dispute resolution methods of litigation whenever conflicts arise. Now, he emphasized that the courtroom should be seen as the last resort, not the first instance.
Let's deal with the CD, and I'll start with 2 stories in the BNFC, and then you bring me the story in the issue of the dollar matter. So, the BOG says that they are increasingly unhappy with the practice of dollar pricing within the country's borders, especially in the education and real estate sectors.
What should we do?
So they said they are going to crack down.
Thank you.
So the governor says under Ghanaian law, the city is the sole legal tender for all payments within the country. This is Act 612, give the central bank the exclusive authority to issue currency and mandate the city's use. So basically, he's saying that this disturbing trend will be cracked down on, and that they are working with stakeholders to re-emphasize the legal tender issues of the city and discourage foreign currency invoicing. They also issued a warning to educational institutions and real estate companies to desist from dollar pricing. So that's number 1. Number 2, the data bank is saying that the city may face renewed depreciation pressure in the coming week as rising import demand and a strong dollar test the currency's recent stability. So they give some analysis of this. They said, for example, that the US Fed was going to hold interest rates steady with its benchmark federal rates remaining between 4.25 and 4.5. This is anticipated to remain in the same for the July 29 to 30 window. So that's a matter of concern.
Now, dollars flowing, but to whom? Mounting complaints suggest something doesn't add up. High Street Journal. Despite official claims of dollar availability, a persistent 11 to 13% premium on the black market reviews access challenges, fueling speculation and raising fairness concerns in forex distribution. Now, in recent days, the Institute of Statistical Social and Economic Research, ISE, has called on traders to source their foreign exchange through the banks, insisting there is no shortage of dollars in the formal system. The Bank of Ghana has echoed that message as well. Now, on the grounds though, some importers and business owners tell a different story. They say that while dollar may be available on paper, accessing them through official channels can be slow or unpredictable. It is in that gap they argue that the black market thrives. So from July 14 to 21, the official interbank rate, it gives you all that
about
detail.
10 point something.
Yes.
But
So
people, the black market. Now, last one on that area. Overall food import hits $3.2 billion. Now, Ghana's food and agricultural products imports from the world grew from 2.6 billion in 2023 to 3.2 billion last year, up 17.6%. That's number 1. Now, this is from the United States Agricultural Department. Imports of consumer-oriented products from the U.S. increased to 107 million, or from 107 million to 147. That's over 27%. Now, the department noted that Ghana remains a major importer of food and agri products with huge prospects for U.S. export businesses. So they are going to bring more food here. Now, it said poultry, meat, various meat, beef and pork products, dairy products, soap, bakery goods, cereals, pasta, and non-alcoholic beverages are the main areas of prospect for U.S. exporters into Ghana. Now, while most of these categories witness strengthening imports, U.S. origin dairy product volumes declined due to more competitive pricing from other origins. So it means that the Europeans, the Brazilians, the Turkish, the Chinese, and the British were able to compete with the U.S. in Ghana when it came to other dairy products. But the U.S. did very well in the poultry, in the pork, and the beef and other sectors. Poultry and meat products are among the top 10 consumer-oriented products from the U.S. heading to Ghana. Now, details. Last year, Ghana's imports of U.S. origin poultry alone grew from $57.2 million to nearly $83 million, up by 45%. Now, here's the catch. This year, between January and April 2025, the country's imports of U.S. origin poultry are already at $35 million, which is dollars, up 70% compared to the same period in 2024. So the first 4 months of the year, we've increased our imports of poultry. And it gives other details. And it also says government has announced Feed Ghana, which was launched in April. Of course, expectedly marking a significant stride towards enhancing food security. But as you can see,
is it that we are not producing enough or what?
There's more time to discuss this.
We're told that there is a surge in illegal export of raw rubber. It is worrying stakeholders. And we're told that in May 2025, according to the Chronicle, the authority responsible for protecting the space issued a directive requiring all exporters of unprocessed rubber, cashew, and shea to secure a written permit prior to export. Now, this measure, grounded in Regulation 50 of LI 2471, was intended to safeguard local processes and ensure adherence to regulatory standards. However, investigations are showing that a lot of people are doing illegal exports with large quantities of rubber.
It's not just rubber. A lot of things.
So Ahanta West, Wasa, Ikropong, and Takwa and Soyum are the ones that are actually leading.
Still on illegal things. Key players in Ghana's Agric sector are urging the government to take swift action to ban the illegal trade in donkey hides. They warn that if the current rate of donkey slaughter continues unchecked, the species could face extinction, an outcome they insist must be prevented at all costs. Now, one of the leading voices in the campaign, Professor Rita Canton, an Agric research scientist and leader of the Fight Against Donkey Extinction Project Ghana, speaking as during an engagement with Parliamentary Select Commission on Agriculture, Food and Cocoa Affairs, emphasized the urgent need for government intervention. Now, he says these hides are processed. So basically, he says that the illicit trade is largely driven by some Chinese nationals operating in Ghana's northern region, who, with the support of local collaborators, slaughter donkeys for their hides. The hides are then processed and exported to China for commercial purposes. He noted that both the AU and ECOWAS have already outlawed the trade in donkey hides. However, the practice remains widespread in Ghana and Nigeria.
Unacceptable.
I wish we have to deal with that. Meanwhile, though, the Minister for Interior is asking the police to arrest anyone who is standing in the way of anti-Galamsey operations. If you go to the Nkwara newspaper, in a bid to reinforce the government's crackdown on illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey, Ghana's Minister for the Interior, Mr. Mubarak Muntaka, has issued a stern directive to the security services: arrest anyone who attempts to obstruct anti-Galamsey operations, regardless of their political connections or claimed
the
authority.
defense minister is saying that government is making gains in its Galamsey fight. Dr. Edward Omanebuama has reaffirmed the government's commitment to combating illegal mining, commonly known as Galamsey, which continues to pose serious threats to Ghana's environment. This is on Channel 1 News online. But UTAG, KNUST, will have none of that. They are challenging President Mohammed's commitment to ending Galamsey. So Professor Eric Abavari, he is the president of KNUST chapter of UTAG. He's accused President John Dramani Mahama of failing to live up to his promise in the fight against illegal mining, describing his conduct as that of a con man.
Stop that. Meanwhile, the minister for
the sector is threatening to revoke some 962 small mining licenses to combat Galamsey. Now, the story on page 3 of the Chronicle says the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, has warned of the possible revocation of 962 small-scale mining licenses as part of efforts to combat illegal mining. Now, according to the media relations officer at the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Pakwesi Shandoff, the minister made this known following a committee's report and the status of small-scale mining licenses across the country.
Now, let's come back to...
now.
Yes, let's come back to Defense Minister Mani Boama, presidential jet grounded in France. So this is from yesterday's press briefing.
Okay.
Minister for Defense Dr. Mani Boama has revealed that Ghana's presidential jet remains grounded in France due to heavy corrosion, with efforts underway to restore the aircraft to flying condition. Speaking at the Government Accountability Series at the Jubilee House, Dr. Obani Boama confirmed that the Falcon aircraft has not returned from maintenance and expressed frustration over missed delivery deadlines. It's sad to note that for some time now, whenever the aircraft goes for either maintenance or repair, as in this case we speak, the aircraft is still not in. We've been given a date, but I don't want to put that date out because I've been given too many dates which did not materialize. Dr. Boama expressed hope. He expressed hope of the presidential jet landing in Ghana, saying we are hoping that this date that has been given, we will see the Falcon here in Ghana. The minister revealed the extent of damage to the presidential jet, describing it as serious. He emphasized that the jet condition does not justify renting expensive private aircraft. The truth is that it is heavily corroded. That does not in any way justify hiring or renting a serious aircraft persistently. No way, he said. Okay. He added that for now, the focus remains on getting the existing aircraft back in service. We are focused on restoring what we have to a serviceable state so that we can make do with it.
Okay.
Continue.
Anyway, we are told that there are some missing ammunitions, and if you go to the Daybreak newspaper, they say national security is owning these stuff. Now, page 3 of the paper says details have been emerging that thousands of unaccountable rounds of military-grade ammunition, which are said to have moved from the Ghana Armed Forces, now belong to the National Security Secretariat and not the Ghana Armed Forces. Now, the weapons stations at the castle, which is now a subject of controversy, was brought when they were bought actually when Larry Bevlo Latte retired. Was the then National Security.
Well, still on the interior, police are reviewing viral videos to identify culprits. This is graphic page 13, and this is from Parliament. The police are reviewing videos of the recent Ablekuma North Parliamentary election. It means a long review because when was that?
Oh, this thing happened over a week ago. And you are now reviewing. Are they serious?
No, they are still reviewing.
Wait, this is last week. Last Friday.
Yes.
Come on,
so let me read the story.
Sure.
The police say no. Let me read it. But the police are reviewing videos of the recent Ablekuma North Parliamentary election partial rerun to bring perpetrators in the violence scene to book. Now, how Akunsi has said she has recovered, but the police have not finished. The police are consequently collaborating with relevant state agencies to identify actors in the violence scene. Now, the IGP disclosed this in Accra when he, along with Dr. Edward Onibuama and the Minister for Interior, held a closed-door meeting. They closed the door with Parliament Joint Committee of Defense and Interior and Security and Intelligence on the Ablekuma video, which is all over. Briefing the media after the closed-door meeting to discuss the video. The chairperson of the Defense and Interior Committee, your man, James Agaga, said the joint committee will submit their report to the speaker in due course. Mr. Agaga said over the past few days, quite a number of security issues had emerged. Charlie, Mr. Agaga. And then in the picture, Reverend Intim Fojo and Dr. Saneto Rollins, and then, what is this one? They are not looking happy, cry. They Agaga, they talk. They say,
anytime there's somebody who is coming to speak in public or give testimony in court of law, and the first thing is that I will add
this one.
Agaga said,
anything that will follow that.
You know that,
but I didn't hear him say.
This one chronicles a few years ago, so I'm more free.
No, this is the City Breakfast Show.
Anything that follows that.
Biggest conversation.
My buddy, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work. But you know it's out in your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out in your side. And when you dream, no say I never you. And when you hustle every day, anywhere I go, anything you do, I never you. Anywhere believe with us. Fidelity. If I know I lay aside. Fidelity.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Ah, go me. And what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I don't change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, so this is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mindset be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside? I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small. Go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Neela Taylor is in with the breakfast edition of the City Business News. Is brought to you by EcoBank and MTN. Do you have some dollars?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Are you going to give me some?
Ain't got nothing. But what's in the news?
Well, good morning, Caleb. Welcome to the breakfast edition of City Business News on 97.3 City FM. The bulletin is proudly brought to you by MTN and EcoBank. Coming up, Ministry of Energy cited for over 15 billion cedis financial irregularities as captured in latest Auditor General's report. Also, commercial banks upbeat. Stability of Citi will continue to aid business planning for long-term growth. Later, Agric players demand immediate ban on illegal donkey hide trade. We'll be telling you exactly why. I am Ni Latte. Many thanks indeed for joining us. Details now. The Ministry of Energy has been cited for major financial accountability concerns after the 2024 Auditor General's report revealed the sector recorded 15.8 billion Ghana cedis in audit irregularities. This represents a staggering 86% of total public sector breaches. According to the report, the ministry was responsible for over 15.83 billion Ghana cedis out of the 18.42 billion Ghana cedis in total irregularities across all ministries, departments, and agencies for the year ending December 31, 2024. The bulk of the breaches were from procurement and contract violations, as well as issues relating to inventory and tax management. These findings come amid ongoing IMF-related fiscal reforms and could have implications for future budget allocations and oversight in the second half of 2025. Away from that, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, is threatening a nationwide demonstration if the government fails to act on what it finds as the unlawful takeover of retail trade by foreign nationals. The group says recent protests by its members, including mobile phone dealers, are part of growing frustrations over the continued presence of foreigners in retail trade despite clear legal provisions under the GIPC Act prohibiting such activity. Greater Accra Regional Chairman of GUTA, Nana Kwabena Pepra, tells City Business News the group has not received any official response from government on the practice.
As of now, we've not had any encounter with government after making those pronouncements, and also we have not received any invitation, or we have not also heard from them. You see, because of what the people at the circuit area started, we are getting feedback from all other sectors, including other regions. People have started agitating, and we are getting reports from all other regions that as ASP, we think government should do something about it. Other than that, people will start doing demonstrations and then expressing their anger on those issues.
Nana Kwabena Pepra is the Greater Accra Chairman of the Ghana Union of Traders Association. Commercial banks are upbeat about the recent sustained appreciation of the Ghana cedi, a development they say is offering a boost to the business community, with year-to-date gains hitting 42.6% against the US dollar. According to the Ghana Association of Banks, currency stability provides a predictable environment for businesses to plan and operate efficiently, particularly in import-dependent sectors. Chief Executive Officer of the Association, John Iwa, has been speaking to Citi Business News on the performance of the local currency and its implications for economic planning.
What we are seeing now, where within the course of a few months, we've seen, apart from the appreciation, we are all seeing that it's bottoming out, and once we achieve that, you've seen it is now oscillating around a certain range, which is a workable range. There's a hope that this kind of trend and the stability that we've seen in the last couple of weeks continues to the end of the year. As banks, we work with the business community and even individuals who want to be able to see in the horizon and plan properly so they can take the right business decisions.
That was CEO of the Ghana Association of Banks, John Iwa. A good time to take you to the forex market this morning. The dollar retailing at 11 cedis 95 pesos, the British pound at 16 cedis 40 pesos. That of the euro could be sold to you at 14 cedis 20 pesos. These are rates by some forex bureaus in the capital and not the Bank of Ghana's interbank rate. A while longer with banks because the National Investment Bank (NIB) has posted a pre-tax profit of 74 million Ghana cedis for the first half of 2025, a major recovery from a 44 million loss in the same period last year. The state-owned bank attributes its return to profitability to improved operational efficiency, strict cost management, and an aggressive capital recovery drive. More in the following report.
Notably, this is the first time since 2016 that NIB has published its financial statement, underscoring a renewed commitment to transparency and accountability. The latest results show broad improvements across several key performance areas. Total assets grew significantly, reaching 8.55 billion Ghana cedis, up from 5.71 billion Ghana cedis in June 2024. Net operating income also rose sharply to 326.28 million Ghana cedis, while customer deposits increased to 7.3 billion Ghana cedis, reflecting growing public confidence in the institution. In terms of financial soundness, the bank's capital adequacy ratio improved to 41.34%, well above the minimum regulatory threshold. Its equity position also strengthened, climbing to 892.27 million Ghana cedis, a major improvement from its previous loss position.
Citi Business News' Emmanuel Opon with that Business Desk report. Now, PricewaterhouseCoopers wants the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasayola Toforsin, to provide clear updates on the status of ongoing VAT reforms and related fiscal measures in the upcoming mid-year budget review set for July 24. Now, the government in its May 2025 budget announced VAT reforms as part of broader tax policy shifts to boost revenue. But with implementation timelines and details still unclear, PwC believes businesses need certainty to plan well. Vesha Shagbo is country senior partner at PricewaterhouseCoopers Ghana.
We expect that the minister will come and tell us that the budget that he presented in March, I think it was, is generally on course. And that's why we see a certain amount of relative stability in the environment, for which the business community, I think, is quite happy. But you may also remember that when he presented the budget in March, there were some expectations around, for example, taxes, reform of the VAT system, and removal of things like the COVID levy, etc., that we were told needed a bit more time in terms of the government assessing the impact and how to go about things.
Countries country senior partner at PricewaterhouseCoopers Ghana, Vish Ashagbo. Let's turn our attention to Agric now, where industry players are demanding an immediate government ban on illegal donkey hide trade, warning that the unchecked slaughtering of donkeys could push the species to extinction. They argue that beyond the ethical and ecological implications, the practice also threatens rural livelihoods and the country's long-term agricultural sustainability. Donald Drumensa has the rest of the story.
The stakeholders indicate that the illegal trade is largely fueled by some Chinese nationals operating in the northern regions, who with the help of local collaborators slaughter donkeys for their hides. These hides are then processed and exported to China for commercial use. One of the voices leading the charge is Professor Roger Canton, an agricultural research scientist and leader of the Fight Against Donkey Extinction Project team. Speaking during an engagement with the Parliamentary Select Committee on Agriculture, Food and Cocoa Affairs, he highlighted the urgent need for intervention. Professor Canton noted that both the African Union and ECOWAS have already outlawed the donkey hide trade. However, he expressed concern that the illicit practice remains widespread in countries like Ghana and Nigeria.
The ECOWAS veterinary doctors who met in Papuja in C14 and came out with that COVID meeting. Actually, that was the first document we picked up and said no, because the chief director of Ghana was party to that, so they didn't give us a document. So it means it's illegal to operate on. And then through Book Dakar, then they also gave us a document where ECOWAS member states came together and also agreed that if they don't ban this trade, the donkey will perish. So we had that document for the Burundi partners. And then later, AU also came with the documents and we said, no, then this one is quite something that we need to take up.
You heard agricultural research scientist Professor Roger Canton ending that report filed by Daniel Drew Mensa. And that's it for the breakfast edition of City Business News, brought to you by MTN and EcoBank. These stories and more on citynewsroom.com/business. I'm Ni Latte. Do have a good business day.
Charlie, where are you?
Bossman, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Walwale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Momo. It has made life happen in lots of good ways.
Mr. Kwanzaa, Minsaka insurance claim no.
It has put together beautiful weddings. It has filled the bellies of boys at their favorite watchy joint.
My guy, stop. Who they chop cancel these days?
It has made millions of businesses possible.
Minsaka no. We are back in business.
With just a few taps, money moves faster, easier, and safer. Momo understands the weight of your trust in us. We continuously enhance security with features like self-paying research to help you protect your money. Momo will only call you with 0244 300,000. No MTN or Momo staff will call or ask for your PIN or one-time password. Do not transfer funds to anyone whose identity you have not verified. Do not approve any prompts you have not initiated. Momo, still Wunsaka.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
(13:07). Many thanks to EcoBank and MTN for helping us bring you the breakfast edition of the City Business News. Every day people face different emergencies. Many Ghanaians, however, do not know the emergency numbers. Here's one for the record. One to remember, star 770 hash, star 770 hash, new EcoBank Money emergency number gives you instant access to loans, fund transfer, utility payments, airtime, and data purchase, and you don't even need data to do this. Dial star 770 hash now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Hello, boss lady. Yes, you go-getter, planner, do-it-all woman, building your business one bold step at a time. MTN sees you, and we are cheering you every step of the way. That's why we've created the MTN Ejumapa just for you. It's more than a business bundle. It's a new business bestie for you. Special data and call bundles. Stay connected to your customer suppliers. Everything that helps your hustle grow. It comes with an insurance package as well to protect the business you're working hard to build. So it's time to level up, scale up. Dial star 5060 hash. Grab your Jumapa bundle. Let's get to work on your success story together. MTN Jumapa, powering women in business. Benjamin and Ketia is in the studio ready for Kickoff. Kickoff is our sports news segment on the Citi Breakfast Show. It's brought to you by Polytank Shell Lesheho. Polytank is the leading water storage tank in the country. Original quality guaranteed is what you get when you choose Polytank. They've been in the system for 30 years, trusted by all these generations. We're available at the same price across the country at Polytank partner shops. No matter the size, durability is what you get. Original, Papano Ankasa. We don't request for Momo payments online, please be aware. Now, how do you want your engine to feel as you're on the road today? Confident, protected, ready to perform? That's when the Shell V-Power comes in with its Dynaflex technology specially formulated to clean and protect your engine, giving it the boost it needs, designed to remove performance robbing deposits so that your engine performs at its best. Feel unbeatable because the best choice feels just right. Feel the feeling, Shell V-Power, Shell go well. The Shell Don't Come campaign will come to you because you deserve financial peace. With us, you don't face your financial challenges alone. We've reduced our interest rates just for you. Whether it's education, rent, or unexpected expenses, we've got the right loan to meet your needs. Simply WhatsApp or call Nana on 02700 4799, 02700 4733. Let's make life easier together. Act now before the offer ends. T&Cs apply. Let's share whole. Let's improve life. Benjamin Ketia, yesterday you finished me, Charlie.
No comment.
Kickoff.
A wonderful morning to all of you out there. In the headlines this morning, Ghana's Black Queens take on Morocco later tonight in the semi-finals of the Women's AFCON. Also, Brian Mbeumo finally seals his move to Manchester United. That and many more coming up in the bulletin. Thanks to Shell Go Well, Zonda GH, Polytank Ghana, and Let's Let's Improve Life. And let's start off with the Black Queens and their head coaches Kim Las Bjorgren. He says he's done his homework on Morocco and knows exactly what to expect against the host nation. Now, Ghana face them later tonight in the first semi-final in 9 years. Now, Bjorgren adds that the team has taken key lessons from their narrow 1-0 loss to Morocco in a recent friendly and that they are ready to make it count.
I know the team very well. One thing for me as a coach is that I'm a hardworking coach. It means that I watch everything I can find when it comes to opponent because I would like to have control. In the end of the day, I'm not the one that playing the games, but I at least for myself want to have the control, and I want to give together with my staff the players the most realistic game plan that we can have, both when it comes to opponents' like strength and weaknesses, but also to match them up with our skills. Of course, it's going to be a tough away game for us in front of a lot of people, but but I also know with experience it will help you if you have a good day as a home country, but I also know it can be the opposite.
So you had Kim Bjorgren, Black Queens head coach. Their midfielder Sharifatu Sumaila also expressed full trust in their head coach. Now she also says that the fresh energy from the new crop of players, most of whom are playing at their first competition, has been key to Ghana's progress at this stage in the tournament.
Getting to this stage of the tournament is very huge for us in the nation. And we trust our coach, and all we need to do is follow the game plan and give everything we got. Some of the players, this is their first tournament, and they have a lot of energy, and it really helps the team. And we try to motivate them and then try to help them with the experience we have, and it's really good for the team.
Now, still on the Queens, a member of Parliament Select Committee on Sports, Laurentia Jiwanu, has hailed the Queens' qualification to the semis as a historic moment for Ghana. Now, speaking on the matter, she praised the team's determination and progress, calling their run so far a proud achievement for the nation.
As a member of the Youth and Sports Committee, this is a historic victory for us. It's such a monumental feat. Breaking the 9-year hiatus, this is really something that gives us hope that indeed, if all is being put in place, we have the chance to lift the cup home.
Meanwhile, ranking member of Parliament Select Committee on Sports, Vincent Eko Asifwa, says credit for the Black Queens' impressive run at the 2024 Women's African Cup of Nations must also go to the previous NPP administration. Now, according to him, Ghana's qualification to the semi-finals is a result of groundwork laid, and that the NPP and urged Ghanaians not to overlook the efforts that made this success possible.
While recent support must be acknowledged, this achievement is undeniably built on the foundation laid by the previous New Patriotic Party's government, which took deliberate steps to reposition women's sport as a national priority. It was under the leadership of the NPP that we witnessed the revamping of the Women's Premier League through structured funding and logistical backing. It was again under the leadership of the New Patriotic Party that we witnessed the construction of the many astroturfs and sports infrastructure across the country, providing modern and accessible training facilities. It was under the leadership of the NPP that we witnessed the development of female-focused football policy frameworks through the Ghana Football Association, supported and encouraged by a government that believed in gender equity in sports.
Let's move it on. And Cameroon international Brian Mbeumo has officially joined English Premier League giants Manchester United after leaving Brentford. Now, the 25-year-old has signed a 4-year deal with an option to extend by a year for a reported fee of £70 million after his standout 2024-2025 campaign that had him score 20 league goals and added 8 assists. Now, the French-born player becomes the latest to exit Brentford in the wake of midfielder Christian Norgard's departure to Arsenal and Thomas Frank's move to Tottenham Hotspur. Let's get on to some other stuff and to some racing now. And McLaren CEO Zak Brown says he was not surprised by the sacking of Christian Horner as team principal and CEO of Red Bull. Now, Horner was dismissed on the 9th of July, just 3 days after Max Verstappen finished 5th at the British Grand Prix. Now, according to Brown, Horner had it coming due to growing tensions behind the scenes, although he admits he didn't expect it to happen the way it unfolded.
Maybe the timing, but not the result. You know, I think, there's been a lot of drama there the last couple of years, and it doesn't seem like that drama has been calming down, maybe begin getting worse. So I'm not surprised anytime in the middle of the season, but, we're head down on our championship. They've got Max still knocking on the door, so we got to pay attention to that. But, tremendous amount of success they had. And
Now let's get to some tennis, and 7-time Grand Slam champion Venus Williams marked her return to tennis with a dominant win at the Washington Open after 16 months out. Now the 45-year-old playing on a wild card partnered Haley Batiste to beat Eugene Bouchard and Clevie Ngonu 6-3, 6-1 in the women's doubles round of 16. Now Williams, whose last win came in August 2023, says she's grateful to be back on the court and praised Batiste for her strong support in the match.
It's probably even harder to play the doubles first because I'm not a doubles player. So it's great to have her to kind of like hold the team up. She's had the experience. She served first because she's been playing all year and playing well, and I think that helped me a lot. And I think also just to kind of get the feel for the ball. Obviously singles I have a little more experience, even though doubles, I've had some great results. So I think it's just nice to be able to play, and where I am at this year is so much different than where I was at last year. It's night and day, being able to be here and prepare for the tournament as opposed to preparing for surgery a year ago.
Voice of Venus Williams there. That's all for this morning's edition of Kickoff, proudly brought to us by Shell, Shell Go Well, Zonda GH, Politan Ghana, and Lesheho Let's Improve Life. I am Benjamin Nketia. More sports at citysportsonline.com.
Services, innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise because we are number one. Let's go, we improve your life. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation. Let's go, we improve your life. Let's go, let's go, we improve your life. Politan is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Politan, we get some more. The best.
Do you ever wonder how your car's engine is doing as you drive?
Not often.
Does it feel confident and protected, or is it tired and struggling?
I have a busy schedule, so I leave matters of my engine to Shell V-Power. With Shell V-Power, you can feel confident because it is the best ever fuel designed for performance and efficiency. Shell V-Power removes performance-robbing deposits, so you can feel protected.
Fill up with Shell V-Power at a Shell service station near you. Feel confidence, feel protection, and feel performance over and over again with Shell V-Power. Fuel the feeling with Shell V-Power. Go well.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Auntie can cook.
Dadamu dadao.
Me danger na nama McBrown. But dead spices here what you say. Nanya good taste. If we say yeah the natural spices and I you want all purpose, stew, noodles, curry and nutmeg and a jollof. Dead spices. Taste yummy. Taste lemon. Dead spices. Taste day inside. FDA in Kratoya too.
The 2025 ABSA Black Star Marathon is right around the corner, and hey, guess what? You can still jump in. Register now at blackstarmarathon.com or dial *713*33*22# to secure your spot in the 42.2K marathon or 10K run, walk, jog. This is your chance to be part of Ghana's premier marathon, happening live on Saturday, July 26, 6 a.m. at the Independence Square, Accra. ABSA Black Star Marathon. Your story matters.
When the pain is too much, don't know what else to do. So rapping all, we'll take the pain away. Rapping all,
Rapinol is what you need. Rapinol will relieve you of all aches and pain in your body. Rheumatic pain, menstrual pain, body pain, toothaches, and other feverish conditions. Rapinol is a quality product from Danex Itin Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. Not suitable for children below 16 years old, asthmatic, and ulcer patients. This advert is FDA approved.
TDC Ghana Limited wishes to inform all business owners, industrial operators, and tenants within the Tema acquisition area that a special rent collection exercise will commence on the 2nd of July and run through to 31st of July 2025. All defaulting leaseholders and occupants are hereby advised to settle outstanding arrears of their house, shops, offices, and ground rent within this period. Failure to comply will result in strict enforcement actions, including closure and sealing of premises and legal recovering procedures. To avoid disruption of your business operations or loss of access to your premises, visit TDC head office at Community 1, Tema. Pay all outstanding arrears and collect official receipts. We urge all stakeholders to treat this notice with urgency to avoid reputational damage and operational disruptions. For further information, please contact our 24-hour call center on 0303 202 731. TDC Ghana Limited, leader in the real estate business.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Baby, I'm here. Someone make a yay. Mafumwa. Oro, Mitro, City, Bipacho, Missy is okay. Someone make a yay. Mafumwa. Oro, Mitro, City, Bipacho, Missy is okay.
City Breakfast Show. We're live here on 97.3 Citi FM, and of course, there are a few quick birthday requests coming through for us to air. Good morning, Bernard. Please wish my son a happy birthday. His name is Raphael Ni Ajete J, a level 300 student at KNUST. Happy birthday to Pakwesi Baini. Wishing you joyous celebration filled with love, good health, wisdom, and prosperity. May God's favor, guidance, and guidance continue to shine upon you. Your scripture is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you peace. From your mom, Rita, Justina, Sami, Juju, Grandpa, and Grandma. Get Translight Solar today and save up to 70% of your electricity bills. Enjoy clean and reliable energy without breaking the bank. Here's the best part. You don't need to pay the full cost up front. Translight Solar is offering an opportunity to own a complete solar system by paying just 30 to 50% of the cost and spreading the rest over a 12 to 36 month period with flexible monthly payments as low as 1,200 cedis. Get in touch now for early bird deals and the lowest prices on the market. Visit translightsolar.com or call 025-604-0838. That's 025-604-0838. Translight Solar, wherever there's sunlight, there is Translight. And if you want a British degree at a fraction of the cost, or looking for a vibrant student experience in a community that builds your confidence and equips you with the real-world employability skills, all these and more with scholarships available to support your academic journey at Lancaster University, Ghana. Be taught by expert faculty trained to UK standards right here on our campus. Visit lancaster.edu.gh or call 0248-656-274. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in Ghana. And when Republic Bank says they are the one for you, they mean they are the one for you. That's why they've reduced their city mortgage interest rates even further to a new low in the teens. That means you can afford your dream home or your next one for less. But don't wait. This offer is only available for a limited time. And if you already have a mortgage with your bank, you can switch to Republic Bank and enjoy this exciting deal. Send email to myhome@republicghana.com or call 054-0109-649. That's in Accra, or 054-0109-901. Turning our attention to a few running stories that have come up since last week. The Deloitte audit report on the National Cathedral makes for some very grim reading. We have gone through the report with some very, very concerning summaries. We'll be speaking to Minister for Government Communication about what the government intends to do with the report, and more importantly, what the government seeks to do with the site, because the project appears to have stalled and there isn't clarity on what should be done about it. We are told the country spent close to 340 million cedis, or has spent close to 340 million cedis so far on this project, which you can really say has not taken off yet. So that's coming up shortly. Also reminding you that if you are aged between 11 and 15 inclusive, so if you're 11, you're 12, you're 13, you're 14, you're 15, this is your chance to test your wits, to test your writing skills against the very best in the country. It's the Literacy Challenge 2025. Are you ready to write, to think, and analyze your way into the hearts and minds of Ghanaians. The essay topic is simple. In not less than 600 words, discuss the effects of climate change on Agric in Ghana. What challenges do these create for individuals, families, communities, and the nation? Suggest practical solutions to help Ghanaians mitigate these challenges. Your essay must be in your own handwriting, fully endorsed by a parent or guardian. Add your full contact details. There's so many things up for grabs, including a 10,000 Citi prize and also bragging rights and a great trophy. The Literacy Challenge is powered by Citi FM, supported by Channel 1, and sponsored by Belmu and GB Assessment. And don't forget, this Saturday, 26th July, the APSA Marathon is here with us. It's called the Black Star Marathon. There's a 42-kilometer full marathon for men, women, and racing wheelchair, and a 10-kilometer run and jog or walk for those who don't want to go for the full 42. You can secure a spot and grab your race vest, t-shirt, and bib at the APSA Clubhouse at Ridge near the former British High Commission from now till 24th July. You can also register online or simply using USSD star 713 star 33 star 22 hash. APSA Black Star Marathon, your story matters. Let's make it one for the books. All right, so the report itself, ladies and gentlemen, is quite, how many pages?
76.
76. All right, so luckily I have two lawyers in front of me. So one of the things you people do is you can summarize quickly. Or you are 1.5 lawyer. So are you a full lawyer?
I have my license now. Remember, I showed
But I thought you said you were doing people something.
Yes, so I'm done with my pupillage and I have my license.
Ah, okay.
You guys should have taken me.
Congratulations.
You need to celebrate.
You didn't disclose
When
that.
did you finish the pupillage?
I opened it on my laptop and showed it to you.
No,
guys.
I
Was
didn't
it
know that
to
you
you
but I thought
yesterday or
that you
something?
are not, the pupillage is how long? I thought it was 1 year.
The pupillage is 6 months.
Okay, so you have finished.
I've done 6 months.
But you didn't disclose that.
So was
fact.
there a
I mean, you're
ceremony?
sharing the
Was there a
fact.
ceremony to say you finished your pupillage?
Not yet. There will be.
Okay, there has to be. Okay. So
But at least you should have put me on notice. That you haven't
Ah, you
not put me
weren't
on
on
notice. You
notice.
can't accuse me of not taking
stop
it
using
to
legal
10%.
language.
Ah,
What
sure,
put you on
put
notice?
me on notice.
Are you a notice board?
But we object.
Oh no,
We object.
You don't object to be
I will not be intimidated by your legal language. What I'm asking you to do is 72 pages, quite a lot. We know that this audit was commissioned somewhere in 2020-2023.
Correct.
And the report was never released until only a few days ago. So Francisca, if you can just walk me through what the key findings of the audit report done by Deloitte are.
Yeah, so I'll take you through 5 key findings, and there are some breakdown of the expenses as well as recommendations. So the first one is governance and legal structure. The National Cathedral was registered as a private company limited by guarantee July 18, 2019. However, the state provided full funding for the project without the approval of Parliament, as required by Article 181 of the 1992 Constitution. Now, we also glean from the report that all disbursements totaling 339 million thereabouts were made directly from the Controller and Accountant General's Department to consultants, contractors, and service providers.
Okay, so that's point number one.
That's point number one. So point number 2, financial irregularities. An amount of 225 million Ghana cedis, and I'm estimating, was paid to various service providers and contractors without any evidence of work done. Yes. There were several instances where payments were made for contracts that were not approved by the Board of Trustees. The authors stated that they noted that 10 different payments were made to the same consultant for the same purpose within a short period with varying amounts, but the same reference number. And then
that's all under rubric number 2.
Yes.
Number 2. So that's under what you call financial irregularities.
Yes.
All right.
Then you go to number 3, contractual and consultant issues. The engagements of consultants and project managers did not follow the competitive tendering process as outlined in the Public Procurement Act 2003, Act 663. In some instances, contracts were backdated to regularize already executed services and payments. Messrs. Ajay Associates was paid over $21 million without appropriate approvals and without value for money analysis.
Wow.
So let's go to point 4, which looks at accountability and oversight lapses.
All right.
The Board of Trustees was often not aware of the payments being made on behalf of the Cathedral. Minutes of meetings revealed lack of proper financial briefings. The authors of the report say we also found no evidence of independent audits or financial reports submitted to the board or Parliament from 2019 to 2022. So the final point, which is 5, non-compliance and legal concerns. The Public Financial Management Act 2016, Act 921, was violated when payments were made without budgetary allocation or parliamentary approval. The Ministry of Finance authorized payments in violation of procurement and public investment procedures. There are reasonable grounds to suspect criminal misconduct. We recommend referral to IOCO and the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Financial overview. So this is summarizing the disbursements. Total public funds released. This is 339.
So that's 339 million.
339 million
CDs.
CDs estimated.
That's around $97 million.
$97 million.
Based on the prevailing exchange rate at the time. Okay.
Total to consultants, that's an estimated 113 million Ghana cedis. Land and compensation, 65 million Ghana cedis. Operational and administrative expenses, that's about 29 million Ghana cedis.
Wow.
Unclassified expenses, that's into bracket no documentation, 25 million Ghana cedis. And then there's a further breakdown of expenditure. The report says over 60% of the total funds were paid without adequate documentation or adherence to procurement procedures.
Wow. Over 60% of the funds were paid without adequate documentation or
adherence
procurement procedures.
Procurement procedures, yes. So the conclusion and recommendations, I'll read that bit to you. It says we conclude that there was a systematic breakdown of control, absence of oversight, and breaches of key public financial laws. Immediate steps must be taken to recover funds where appropriate, and responsible individuals must be held accountable through criminal or administrative action.
Wow. So that's quite serious. Now, let's just mention that this is what you could call a forensic audit.
Yes.
Correct? Conducted by the National Cathedral of Ghana.
Let me just add...
conducted on the National Cathedral project.
Yes. So let me just add what is captured as the auditor's call to action. Refer implicated individuals to IOCO and OSP, suspend ongoing disbursements pending restructuring, reconstitute governance structure and board, and commission an independent value for money audit.
But did the report specifically implicate anybody? From what I have seen, I'm not sure. It seems quite general, mentioning boards and disbursements. You know, there are some audits that specific individuals are mentioned, but did you see any individual implicated directly in this work?
No, not that. Of course, I mean, there are pointers to a particular individual or some individuals who may be responsible for specific units operating under the National Cathedral. But in terms of specifically citing someone as having conducted himself criminally, for which reason criminal liability should.
So you may have to glean. So if the OSP or the IOCO wants to then go into the report, then they may ask for the paying officer to be called.
That's why there was a recommendation that there should be further investigation for purposes of exacting criminal liability or administrative liability, as the case may be.
And I noticed they call for a value for money audit, which means that this was a forensic audit that looked at financials, governance, procurement, and compliance with legal frameworks, as against value for money, which then could mean if you spend X, is it the best possible way we could have spent the X? So that's a different sort of term of art than this general, which is also quite important though.
Yeah.
Right? But I think on the face of this audit, clearly there's enough information to proceed on some more serious question answering. Correct?
Exactly. I mean, if the findings suggest that certain people took decisions that meant a breach of the Procurement Act, for instance. I mean, people have been removed from office for, similar breaches. The Procurement Act, it's passed by Parliament, or was passed by Parliament for a good reason. Now, in that act, there are specific, demands imposed on public officials using our public purse to act in a particular way. Where there are breaches, the Act recommends prosecution in appropriate cases and directs the judges as to what to do, including incarceration. So if it is established that some of these things were done with criminal intent and they satisfy the requirements established under the Act, then the question will be whether the Attorney General is interested in pursuing the matter in the court of law or would want to end the matter at the administrative level. Whatever it is, it will come down to the evidence available and whether indeed the AG is satisfied that he is sure of persuading a court of law to lean towards incarceration or conviction.
The other problem I have is that
But just before you move on, because there are some recommendations for investigations, typically OSP and IOCO, I wanted to bring to our attention when a bench warrant was issued for the arrest of Ken Ofori-Atta, who is the former finance minister, who is under investigation. One of the things they were investigating him for is the procurement and the payment processes in relation to the National Cathedral.
So that seems to have been.
Yes.
All right. Now, let's come to the government Minister for Government Communications and MP, Felix Kwatsu-Fosu. Thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
So we are told that this report has existed for some time, but it was only quote-unquote leaked recently. Is this correct?
Well, I don't know about leakage. What it is that, the National Cathedral matter is one of 280 different cases being investigated by the state investigation agencies. For example, NIB is looking into the matter as part of the broader oral activity. And then we are also aware that the Office of Special Prosecutor is looking into it. So as far as we are concerned as a government, it's a matter that we will bring to finality at some point based on the outcome of investigations. But sometime last week or thereabouts, we noticed some upsurge in, if you like, misleading commentary around the subject when elements within the opposition in Parliament and some media personalities went on the offensive and claimed that Deloitte and Touche had conducted an audit into the affairs of the National Cathedral and giving them a clean bill of health. I must indicate that even though the National Cathedral Secretariat is set up as a company limited by guarantee, because they mostly use public funds in their activities, the arrangement is such that the government has a regular briefing on the activities. And under the current dispensation, it is the Minister for Local Government, Religious Affairs and Culture who supervises the activities. So government got copies of the audit reports. Now the audit themselves are contained in 5 different reports. 5 different reports. Now, the reports are such that the National Cathedral Secretariat themselves engaged Deloitte and Touche to carry out routine audits of their financial statements. And then I'm sure that you are very familiar with what the financial statement is. Nothing more than stating the asset position of the company, recording losses, showing cash flow trajectory, and stuff like that. It is not an elaborate inquiry into the overall performance of the project with a view to detecting flaws and challenges and problems that need resolution. So if you look at the financial statements in the way that they've been audited, they don't disclose much beyond ensuring. And in fact, I have seen the contract or the agreement between the National Cathedral Secretariat and Deloitte and Touche. And it is clear what their scope is. It is extremely limited. However, after Deloitte and Touche conducted the audit of the financial statements, they issued management letters. And it is in that management letter that they highlight serious cases of financial irregularities, breach of various regulations and laws, and unexplained expenditure. So anybody who wants to assess the state of the National Cathedral and how the project has been executed would necessarily have to look at the management letter, because that is where the meat is. But for some reason, the MPP MPs who got the financial statements or the audited financial statements chose to create the impression that that was a be-all and end-all, and that those financial statements have said that there was nothing untoward. Somehow, officials at the National Cathedral Secretariat themselves also played along and regrettably misled the public when they issued statements highlighting this audited financial statement and presenting it as evidence that nothing went wrong. Meanwhile, there can be no honest reading of the management letter which can lead to a conclusion that nothing untoward happened. Indeed, it is replete with evidence of clear financial mismanagement and wrongdoing. So I don't know whether you have time. I can go through some of it.
No, don't worry. We have the report.
Yes.
I'll come to it. My point is that
Absolutely.
could it be that
Yes.
because specific individual names were not mentioned in this type of audit, was that what probably could have misled them to think that then they had been cleared, quote unquote?
No, Bernard, I have a difficulty accepting that narrative to the extent that the report makes it clear that there are clear discrepancies. Procurement violations have been occasioned. There are unexplained expenditure and serious financial irregularities. And we are talking very big money. We are not talking minuscule amounts. Now, the remit of the audit report is such that Deloitte could not have pointed accusing fingers. What they did was to establish facts that, for instance, this law had been breached, that law had been breached, this amount is unaccounted for, and what have you. It is a forensic audit that would then delve into how those breaches were occasioned or whose responsibility it was that the irregularities were recorded. And these are vastly experienced people at the National Cathedral Secretariat. Indeed, some of them have supervised mega projects in their own churches, and so they should be aware clearly how these things happen. Again, how can a member of parliament, for instance, Honorable Kennedy Osenyako, who has been around for quite some time, and I'm sure has seen an audit report or two, come to the conclusion that merely because specific names are not mentioned in the report, then somebody has been cleared? I find that very difficult to accept, Bernard.
Fair enough. But from what we've read in the report, clearly there were high levels of financial mismanagement. Is government going to then say people should pay back, or are we not yet there? Because we've seen, for example, we're told that over 60% of the expenses made either violated the procurement law or were not accompanied by adequate financial documentation. That's pretty serious. Okay.
Yeah, they are very, very serious.
So my question
yeah.
is that is government minded to say, give us back our money, or government is saying investigate, and if there are criminal components, people should face criminal trial? Where is government's mind on what we've seen so far from this report?
I think what this report does is to highlight those insights. I must indicate that these findings are not significantly different from some of the things that came up when, for instance, the Honorable Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa started focusing on this cathedral and pointing out some of the downsides to what was being done. But the first point of call at this stage is to carry out a forensic audit, so that, for instance, if there is a discrepancy of 4.9 million Ghana cedis in the payment to David Ajayi, you know exactly how it occurred and who is responsible for that kind of shortfall. It is at that stage that you can then take action, either through prosecution or some efforts to retrieve the money, or surcharging the individual or individuals responsible for that kind of loss. That is the reason why the Auditor General has been requested to commission a forensic audit. You know that to the extent that public funds have been used, the Auditor General has a remit. The Auditor General on his own, if he finds that someone has occasioned the loss or done something that has led to the state losing some money, can surcharge the person. He can also recommend prosecution because his report will eventually end up with Parliament. Public Accounts Committee will look at it and then they will make recommendations for the Attorney General to act. But we are not there yet. We first need to commission a forensic audit to understand exactly who did what, how, and when. And that is what the President has authorized.
Fair enough. The Deloitte report concludes that the project faces, quote, material uncertainty over its future. Now, the President has also directed the Board of Trustees to be dissolved. What is the way forward in terms of the project itself? Let's forget about people who did wrong and what will happen to them. We're talking about a vast amount of land is being dug up in a place of prime real estate, board dissolved. Is that going to be the end, or is the government minded to reduce its losses by doing something with the site, or to build the cathedral but with a different approach?
Well, I think it's an important question that you've asked, and there are many who have asked the same question. First of all, I think everybody agrees that the people who have supervised this pattern of financial irregularity and unsupported payments and violations can no longer continue to be in office. That is why the Secretariat itself has been dissolved. It has been dissolved since 1st May 2025. And in fact, their salaries were stopped on 29th April 2025. So that is taken care of. Because the Cathedral, National Cathedral Ghana, that's the full name, is incorporated as a company limited by guarantee, it is not as straightforward to dissolve the Board of Trustees. So the Attorney General has to work hand in glove with the Register of Companies to ensure the dissolution of the Board of Trustees. That will take a couple of weeks, I can imagine. So that is underway. Now, regarding the project itself, let me use this opportunity to clarify that contrary to some reports that emerged last week or the other, that the government has decided to turn the site into a cultural center or some convention center. Nothing of the sort has happened. What happened was that there's a continental body that rents some office space in Accra. They approached the 24-hour Economic Secretariat and proposed that given all the controversies and the lack of appetite to continue the project, they would request for portions of the land to be ceded to them for them to construct their continental head office. But in lieu of the land, they were prepared to build Ghana a convention center and a cultural center and other facilities. But it is not a proposal that has been accepted or even considered by government. So that must be placed on record. The second point is that I can state with authority that President Mahama, for as long as he remains president, is unprepared to see even a pesewa of taxpayers' money put into this National Cathedral project. But as for what exactly will be done with the site, that determination will be made after we've had all the facts following the conduct of the forensic audit. But I can assure that no public funds is going to go into this cathedral. But again, I don't know whether you are aware, contrary to the general belief that we've spent $58 million on the hole, I mean, some call it the most expensive hole in the world. As I speak to you, there are interim payment certificates totaling $39 million that the contractor has submitted to the finance minister for payment. If you add this to the $58 million, we are talking $97 million. So that is how much it has cost the nation to produce that hole that you see. Again, because of the way that the contract is structured, it is so lopsided against us, such that every single day that passes without the termination of this contract, we incur costs, because the contractor had to rent some equipment, including the cranes that you see there, which have to be paid for on a daily basis. And once the contract subsists, that payment has to be made. So the President has also authorized that the Attorney General should take steps to abrogate that contract so that we cut our losses at this stage, pending the final determination of what will be done with this particular space. And it's a 15.7 acre piece of land, very prime land in the heart of Accra.
At the beginning of this interview, you said there were over 280 different cases drawing from oral, so we won't have time to go through all. Something caught my attention when the President was in Eastern Region. And speaking about roads, he also said that there were some roads that he believed double payments had been made for, where payments had been made by the road fund, and then the finance ministry was also made to pay, and that there was some audit that was supposed to be conducted. Can you elaborate on that? Because I'm sort of pulling that out of the point around audits. Okay, is there a specific audit on the roads, and what is the scope?
Indeed, it is true. And among others, for instance, recently, who was arrested by Yoko and Anamosha. One of them included a road contract project that he had. He was paid some money, but the amount of work he has done is not commensurate with the amount of money he was paid. So that is being looked into. There's also another case where an Indian construction firm was paid $30 million or so to construct a road. And assessments of the work done shows that he's done only 1% of the work given to him to do. And so the Ministry of Roads is pursuing him. And then when we came into office, we noticed that total commitments, in other words, the amount of contract that the government had entered into before we came into power, was in excess of 120 billion Ghana cedis. Now, that required a bit of auditing to ascertain their veracity. And as I speak to you, according to the roads minister, he's able to work such that he's determined that about 50% of this is not valid and therefore cannot be honored. And then there's the audit that the president is speaking about. That is work that is ongoing. And so I'm unable to disclose the outcome at the moment. But in the fullness of time, the answers will become apparent and we will know exactly who did what. And to the extent that evidence of wrongdoing or criminality is found against anybody, they will be held to account.
Wonderful. Finally, it seems as if the ministers are taking their turns at this newly created forum that you've done. When is the road minister coming? Because for us here, road is our baby. So
indeed, he will come. He will come. It is that there are quite a number of ministers. And we are also hard pressed for time. So you see that we do it 3 times a week. This week, yesterday, the defense minister was there. Tomorrow, the lands and natural resources minister will be there. Then on Thursday, the finance minister will go to Parliament to present the media budget. But that one has to percolate a bit, so we won't do it on Friday. But on Monday, the Attorney General will come and give a briefing on oral. And then next week, Wednesday, Friday, other ministers will come. So eventually, the roads minister will come and he will give a full briefing about his sector. I'm also, in fact, in the mid-year budget, look forward to definite pronouncements on road construction and what government's commitment is to ensuring that we improve the conditions of roads across the length and breadth of this country. I know that there is actually a project or a program that seeks to rehabilitate roads in over 100 constituencies or districts across Ghana. But the finance minister will give flesh to it. And then the roads minister will eventually appear on the Government Accountability Series platform to shed further light on it.
All right, we'll leave it here. Thank you, Felix Kwatio-Fosu, who is the Minister for Government Communication and also MP for AAK. Asebu Abura Kwamankesi.
It's Abura Asebu.
Rather?
Yeah.
Is that the longest? Which constituency has the longest name in Ghana? For 10 pesos.
KEEA.
Commander, I think it's KEEA.
Yeah.
Commander
Edina
Eguafo Ebere is the longest. Is there a longer one? Because AAK is long. Abra Asebu Kwamankesi. Kwamankesi is very long.
Maybe we'll have to look at this.
But it's definitely in the central region. Because they are very powerful. No, actually no. You can check. There are some ones in the north with very long names.
Some wild names, yes.
Yeah, but the 4, KEE is long. Commander Edina Eguafo Abrem. That's long.
Yeah, but you have to check
There's also a Jumaku Enyan. That's just 3.
Plenty day.
Is there any in the north that has long name?
Oh, we have a number of them. I think Bunkurugu Yunyo.
That's also long. Bunkurugu Yunyo, but just 2 names.
No, but so that you have to look at the letters.
Bunkurugu Yunyo.
Yeah.
No, they've separated it.
Have they separated it?
So now there's Yunyo and there's Bunkurugu.
Oh, I see. So someday.
So it's KEE. Please, listeners, let's know. Edwin Kwakufi is here with tech and social media trends.
It's brought to us by Telecel and First Bank Ghana. First Bank Ghana is running the junior internship program designed to give your kids gets some practical experience through internship, mentorship, and counseling during the long vacation. So if you have a child or ward who is up to the age of 12, open the Kids First account for them. Alternatively, if you have any between 10 to 14, open the Me First account for him or her or them, and then you can apply for the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program. 5 exciting days of learning experience at any of our branches, and then you receive certificates along with products from Gino Kivo, Top Up Pharmacy, Awake, Kiki, and Pepsodent, and then stand a chance to win attractive cash prizes when you excel in an essay writing competition. Now call 0596 921 921 for more details. The Ghana National Council of Private Schools are associated with this as well.
Somebody said it's I want to know what it means anyway. We'll find out. I'll check before the show ends. Edwin, welcome. Actually, Edwin, welcome.
Thank you.
What's trending this morning?
Well, the number one trend in Ghana is Grok. And I think everyone knows what Grok is. It's generative AI used or integrated into Twitter or X as it's known now. So it's the number one trend because one Twitter user asked Grok, based on everything that goes on Ghanaian Twitter, which group of political fans are the most gullible? And I'm using gullible in a charitable way because the word was not gullible.
So they asked Grok that question?
Yes. And Grok says, based on Ghanaian tweets, opinions from recent posts, the political followers, especially blind loyalists like the MPP foot soldiers, appear the most gullible, as I explained. I'm using gullible charitably for lacking critical thinking.
Grok!
So obviously the NPP people aren't happy.
They should deal with
someone
Grok.
asked, "Is this real?" Asked Grok, "Is this real?" And then Grok responded again, "Yes, that's my real response from analyzing Ghanaian experts. It highlights how blind political loyalty
we have to sue Grok.
Critical thinking. A common theme here."
You are the only one who can salvage this.
So
no, wait.
Yes.
Was the question a fair question to Grok?
Well, I would have to look at the framing of the question, but regardless of how it is framed, there are always ethical issues around how some of these tools are used.
To solicit opinion.
Exactly. And then also there are inbuilt biases that come to play. And then also there are also issues around the data that was used in training.
So what was the question asked?
So the question would rely on existing data sets available in order to reach a conclusion. That is why you have had anti-Semitic comments from Grok.
And sometimes what is populated on the platform is what it puts together to them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The data, the training data can lead you to a certain, biased outcome.
But you can ask Grok many questions.
So many questions.
How can Benadafi become a millionaire? I think I want to know.
I'll give you a pass.
It will give me
It will give you a pass.
Yeah, so maybe let's not put that there now. Let's do that later. Hey, Grok.
Yeah, obviously NPP.
So I think the MPP can raise that matter formally. And then they should
boycott Grok.
They should summon to the privileges
committee. They should boycott him and tell him that I won't come to his appearance.
Yeah, because elsewhere these things have formed the basis for reforms.
I think you are right though. Yeah. But to be fair, these things is like also for fun. People are just teasing each other. We shouldn't take it too seriously.
Very serious implications in some circles.
Well, I'm not going to look at Grok. Whatever, you go on.
I'll circle back to Grok for
wait until somebody says that the people of Adafia know something. And then it becomes an issue. You understand?
Let's focus.
I'll circle back to Grok for our tech news, but let's get some unfortunate news of Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Oh, Charlie, Theo
died from drowning on Sunday.
The Cosby Show.
Yeah, he played Theo Huxtable on the Cosby Show.
For those of you who are a bit young, you may not know. It was a favorite show.
Yeah, it was a staple of our childhoods.
Cosby Show will be right back.
Yeah, it was a very important show because it depicted a middle-class black family.
Yes.
And they were very comfortable, something that wasn't usual for that time. So even then, most Americans were questioning whether black people actually lived like that.
Can you imagine?
But the success of the Cosby Show, it's
Yeah.
helped change opinions on
Yeah.
black families, that they don't always struggle,
Yeah.
that they are very comfortable black families who live like that. And Theo was one of the
I think it was the first son. He was the second born, but the first son of
the first son,
Mr. Huxtable.
And
acted
a
by
lot
Bill
of
Cosby.
people related to those characters, including Theo, the dynamics, what they went
What
through.
happened to him?
He drowned on holiday in Costa Rica.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
He went with his family.
He went with
Oh
his
no!
family.
Dived into the pool or sea. Or
Yeah, it was I think the ocean, and then the currents just pulled them under.
Dear.
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, yeah. It's a favorite destination for vacationing people.
How old was he?
54. So he was pulled out by residents, and the Red Cross tried to revive him, but then he was pronounced dead.
Malcolm Jamal. When they do the credits, you always see his name.
Yeah.
I think it's an unfortunate.
Felicia Rashad was the mother, and then Malcolm Jamalwana. And then there was a young girl. I forget her name.
I think
Lisa Bonet as
Lisa
well.
Bonet.
Yeah, but I think it's an important point to now talk to people who go to our beaches to go and make merry or whatever. You really need to know what happens within that ecosystem before you start diving into it, because even people who grew up in those spaces sometimes even have difficulty trying to survive currents like that. So I would advise you, I think on many occasions we've had people from some other parts of the country come down south and they want to try it and then they die as a result. In some cases they don't find their bodies and they are located somewhere else. So please, condolences to the family, but let's learn lessons from approaching the sea just anyhow.
Exactly. So, as I said, I'll circle back to Grok, and there's a debate online about the invasion of AI and these search AIs in our lives. People are saying that, fine, Grok and other AI platforms allow you to search for things faster, but then the argument is that, is it worth it, based on the fact that it's not allowing people to do their own work, do their own research, actually put in the work to search for terms, and the fact that you are basically giving the AI a profile of yourself, what you like to search for, so the data concerns
too much information.
So is it worth it? Is the trade-off good enough that you are giving the Grok information, allowing you to do your work, but then you are making yourself, as people say, lazy as a result? So
I don't think it's a question of laziness. No,
I just want no. I'll come back to you. Let him finish, because I know you can't.
No, because he used people will go away with.
They can go away with it.
It's not laziness.
Yes.
It's about using your time judiciously. If you can spend 5 minutes to do work that would have taken you 10 days, does it make sense?
Sky.
Can you be released to do more productive work?
Sky, there's a place for rigor. So, if, for example, I have an economic student and I want him to read a budget statement to understand how it's structured, AI can give him the key points that he can reproduce in an exam to create the illusion that he understands how the budget works. But there's a place for you reading the full thing, because in reading it, you familiarize yourself with it in a very organic way.
That is not in dispute.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, that it's a trade-off that we have to be careful.
Yeah,
because the generation is rising who are only looking for shortcuts, who may not go to Sky. You did law. The kind of cases you have to read to familiarize yourself, to know them, to be able to use it.
Yeah, but you see,
sometimes AI can create an illusion of knowledge which is not true.
No, you see, Bernard, I think I agree with you about the nuanced approach to looking at it. But then again, you can take a 300-page document which is supposed to be a judgment from the court. Majority of the times, the judge just, talking complete whatever it is at the case may be. No.
So they can understand that
so then, what is the ratio?
But
what is the most important?
You want to be able to get to a point to say confidently that this judge's reasoning doesn't make sense.
No, so
don't let Grok do it for you. Do it yourself.
No, there's a place for that.
That's the place I want to be.
No, there's a place for that. Otherwise, you take forever to do everything.
But I'm saying that.
Why do you take an aeroplane to
my argument is that at some level of knowledge,
yes,
when you are studying certain subjects, you need to know it in a very organic way.
I agree with you.
You can get to a point where, like, to make a decision as a manager, as a director, it can help you get quickly the summary.
Solid.
But I'm saying that as a student going through a process of learning, there are things you have to you cannot short circuit the process of learning. If you are going to do certain mathematical procedures, you must learn how to do it because you have to understand it.
I understand. I agree with you.
Otherwise, we will create a generation of people who cannot think for themselves. That's what I'm saying. You continue.
But in that space too, there are exceptions.
We hear you.
Like the positions on this show, the opinions are varied.
Yes.
And many people contend that while AI is important, it's more of a co-worker than a replacement for research and analysis.
Solid.
So it's important to have AI as something that backs your work. But don't overly rely on AI. Like for example, in media, voiceovers are AI is being used for voiceovers, for ads, for promotions. But people say it doesn't have the emotion that an actual human voice.
With AI, it sounds so bland.
It sounds very bland, and it doesn't have the actual emotion that human.
Once again, even on intervention. It depends on the tools you are using.
We don't like the tools. We don't like the tools. Is that just a hammer?
Sky. Groxky. So, let the man leave the thing.
I think we are done.
No, you are done.
You have been blocked.
There is small money, there is big money, and there is too much money. Telecel Too Much Money promo is here. Dial *500# to opt in. In the Telecel Too Much Money promo, you can win 100 Ghana cedis cash in the daily draws, 20,000 Ghana cedis in the weekly draws, and 1.2 million Ghana cedis in the grand draw. That's 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Simply reload airtime to end point to stand a chance to win. Dial *500# or visit the Telecel Play app to opt in now for the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply.
Telecel, connecting energies.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Listen, guys. One day, an old lady inherited a huge sum of money. Her family worried about how to break the good news to her. They feared that the sudden good news might give her a heart attack. And so they decided the family doctor, who was experienced in delivering such news, should be the one to tell her. And when he did, surprisingly, she smiled. Relieved, he asked, "What are you going to do with all that money?" She replied, "I am going to give you half." The doctor rather had a heart attack. Can you imagine? People are often surprised when we put them first. At First Bank, that's what we do. We put you first. Experience the gold standard of banking with First Bank. Open an account today and enjoy our user-friendly mobile app, quick banking via *894#, convenient shopping with our Visa Prepaid and MasterCard, and more. All designed to serve you better. First Bank, you first.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
TDC Ghana Limited wishes to inform all business owners, industrial operators, and tenants within the Tema acquisition area that a special rent collection exercise will commence on the 2nd of July and run through to 31st of July 2025. All defaulting leaseholders and occupants are hereby advised to settle outstanding arrears of their house, shops, offices, and ground rent within this period. Failure to comply will result in strict enforcement actions, including closure and sealing of premises and legal recovering procedures. To avoid disruption of your business operations or loss of access to your premises, visit TDC head office at Community 1, Tema. Pay all outstanding arrears and collect official receipts. We urge all stakeholders to treat this notice with urgency to avoid reputational damage and operational disruptions. For further information, please contact our 24-hour call center on 0303 202 731. TDC Ghana Limited, leader in the real estate business.
The sun
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangy fruit drink, bursting with tangy flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055 00 32231. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
Dear business owner, congrats on not giving up on your business. You deserve a medal, and your business deserves to be taken to the next level. In fact, it's about time you run a Zenith Bank SME account so you and your business can enjoy the perks of the Zenith SME business card. Oga and Oga Madam status.
The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card for making secure payments for goods and services. Enjoy great benefits such as free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkits, access to Visa practical skills training, and more. Unlock the potential of your business today. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up for the Zenith SME Business Card, the ultimate payment solution for SMEs. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh or call 0302 680-884 or 0307-086-370. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
What are you? I'm here about them from my simple. Once I see you, though, I'm a yacht, I did it not in say, what you buy about I did it not in say, what bolata, I did it not in say, what you collection, I did it not in say, I saw my better
26 minutes past 8.
Politicians.
What are you proud of? At First Atlantic Bank, we're proud to be crowned Digital Bank of the Year, not once, 2 times back to back. This isn't just a fancy title, it's a celebration of our commitment and relentless drive to give you the ultimate convenience in digital banking. Whether it's through our mobile app, internet banking, USSD, or any of our seamless platforms, we make sure your banking experience is truly safe, fast, and secure. So why settle for less? Join the Purple family today and experience the true meaning of smart banking 2-time Digital Bank of the Year, back to back. First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different. Are you frustrated with traditional banking systems that don't serve you? Solace Microfinance is here to serve you better. We're a digital lending and savings platform dedicated to empowering Ghanaians like you. You can open a savings account under 3 minutes using your Ghana card or your personal mobile money number. You can start a targeted savings plan and earn market-beating interest rates. You can also apply for fast and easy loans to boost your business or cover emergencies. No jargon, no hassle. Solace gives you the tools to support you. Solace Finance, your money, your power.
And if you're looking for a secure, comfortable, and modern home for your family, meet the Eden Heights team at the Dansoman Keep Fit Club this coming Friday and Saturday, 25th and 26th of July from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. to arrange your immediate move in. We have amazing packages, spacious, ready to move in 3 and 4 bedroom apartments, penthouses at a good discount with flexible payment terms to our state-of-the-art sports complex, boasting a full air-conditioned indoor basketball court, football pitch and swimming pools, which are exactly what your family needs. So call or WhatsApp these numbers 050-153-1443 or 050-153-1446. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to own a home at Eden Heights. Eden Heights, the height of modern living. So Anglo Gold Ashanti Ghana wishes to caution the public against engaging in investment schemes being promoted on social media and allegedly being offered by Anglo Gold Ashanti Ghana, including the TikTok account promoting an Anglo Gold Ashanti investment scheme. Anglo Gold Ashanti Ghana does not operate and has not authorized any person to offer any investment scheme on TikTok or on social media platforms. So stay alert, protect yourself from fraud, and report suspicious activity to the nearest police station. For verified information, visit www.anglogoldashanti.com. Call 0552-58293, 0556-58293 for more. In business, every moment without the right solution is an opportunity missed. As a business owner, you deserve a solution that can take your ambition to the next level. We're introducing the Absa MobiTap solution that turns your Android device into your ultimate business partner. With just your near-field communication, that is enabled mobile phone device, your phone, anything like that, you can accept payments from debit and credit cards plus mobile wallets quickly, easily, anytime and anywhere. Is your business ready for the next level? Visit your nearest branch today. Sign up for Absa MobiTap and unlock your business potential. T's and C's apply. Your story matters. Absa.
Let's do a few quick comments on a number of things, and I'm sure some have to do with the Grok point. Others have to also
yeah, but Bernard, before that, today we didn't do birthdays, right?
We actually did.
Oh, really? Then I was gallivanting something.
You are
doing your own thing.
No, forgive me. I was attending to matters you had asked me to deal with. So let me do this special one.
Yeah.
Happy 43rd birthday to Marilyn Etonam. My dear sister, may your special day be filled with joy and blessings. I pray the Lord continues to guide and protect you, showering you with his love and grace. May you flourish in his vineyard, growing in faith and strength. Have a blessed day. And this one is coming in from your own sister Mito and your brother Kaklos and the rest of the family, including my good self and I and all of us here at 97. Calculus.
His name is
yeah, that is his sort of nickname. Calculus. No mas bruta.
I thought maybe that's the name.
Yeah. So
Calculus.
Calculus. Yeah. So we are blessing you and celebrating you this morning. And,
there's a couple more here whilst we are at it. Greetings, senior. Help me and the New York Avotri family celebrate my queen, Mrs. Patricia Avotri, who is celebrating her birthday today. May the love of the family and God keep this beauty of a good human being forever. Coming in from your husband and the family to Mrs. Patience Avotri. Happy birthday to Daniela Latte, the customer service unit from Zenith Bank Premier Towers branch. And a couple more are here as well.
Yes, and this one is from Mama Della in Jolu, saying happy birthday to Nyamede Flora Appetit. Wishing you health and happiness. May the heavens align in your favor. More grace and blessings from above to you. Happy birthday to you, big sister. May you prosper and be in good health always. Amen. Good morning, Citi FM. I'm Kojo Tre Apo Takrade. Please help me with wish my daughter Francisca Apo Adzubawi a happy birthday. May she find the goodness of the Lord in everything she does. Amen. I love you. Good morning, Bernard. Please wish my dear friend and brother Adams Ekililu of Ghana Maritime Authority a very happy birthday for me. This is from Kwame Jima. Good morning. Wishing my son, Dr. Bright Gameli Maudo in Kenya, a happy birthday.
Oh.
Wish you God's blessings and abundant grace. Love you, my dear son. Stay blessed from your mom.
Dr. Bright is a cybersecurity lecturer in Kenya. We interviewed him on Beyond Borders. Solid guy.
All right, still.
Okay, good morning, Bernard and team. Please wish my wife, Dr. Kuya Fosuam Ponsadodu, a happy birthday for me. I wish her God's grace, good health, and wealth. Hi, Bernard. Please help me wish happy birthday to Diana at K2 South Municipal Hospital, the female ward department. And this is coming from Simon Loga in Aflao.
Bernard, let me use the opportunity to say a very good morning to one of our very ardent listeners. His name is Opportunity. Yes, Opportunity. He sells steering wheel covers at the Fiesta Royal traffic lights.
Opportunity.
Yeah, Opportunity.
Is he from our place?
I don't know.
He must be from our place.
I don't think so, actually. I don't think so.
Okay, let's take some comments that are coming in. This one says, I'm praying from Pampram. Since my Apple Watch was listening to your discussion this morning on Grok and AI. So while the discussion was going on, and then it started sending me inputs and comments on what you were discussing. Well, my brother, you would also have to be watchful. Some of these things can be counterproductive. So if you have to turn it off at appropriate times, please do that. Don't leave them on all
the
the
watch
time.
listens to you.
Yeah. And so there is.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
Is it the watch that's listening to you, or there are people behind the watch?
So so you see, the watch is serving as a conduit to collect information from you and sending it to wherever.
So that means there's an invasion of your privacy.
Well, you yourself enabled it. So
you are
that
wearing
debate.
the watch and you go to do number 2. The watch is there with you.
Yeah. So why?
What is this?
So you enable it when you require its use. But some people, because of
you know how to disable and enable.
Exactly.
You remember to enable and disable.
That's why you bought it. So you must take the
So the
trouble.
Apple Watch travels with you everywhere.
I see, and then
we say it's all technology advancement.
So Bernard, okay, let me give you a typical example. There are people who can be falsely accused of committing a particular crime. If you have your watch on and you have enabled, for instance, locations as in where you have been, where you have not been, and all of that, and then you are arrested and you go to
alibi,
you say that at this material time I was not here. I was using.
So that's one good use case.
That is one good
but
use
there are
case.
many bad use cases.
So I'm just saying. So you see, it serves its own purpose.
But you see, if the thing listening to you was just a machine, I'll be okay. But there are always human beings behind those things.
So that is where the problem is.
Harvesting your information, using it to target you with adverts. It's very serious. We have to think about it carefully.
Yeah, that balance.
Because the idea that technology can basically look, Sky. I can be talking to Caleb and mention somebody's name.
Yeah.
Facebook will quickly then suggest something around that.
Yeah.
For me, we need to have a serious conversation about that. It's
it.
an invasion. Technology has good uses, but it must be regulated.
I agree with you.
It's getting to a point where we cannot control anything.
Turn it off.
No, you are right in turning it off as one, but there should also be policy around it.
That's true.
It shouldn't just be turn it off because the government exists for a number of reasons to make sure that certain interests do not dominate other smaller interests, because some people may not have the knowledge and the wherewithal to control, because you are quite knowledgeable and because you know this, you know what to do with your family, but the thing is being retailed to all kinds of people. So beyond turn it off, there must be proper regulation.
Africa has to lead the conversation on that.
Yeah. Even if you own it, at least somebody has done it. So use your common sense to regulate it. Don't just allow anything to come into your country.
So the data sovereignty matter is what you are raising here. Many of these things, that the data that is collected does not even sit anywhere in Africa, right? They are harnessing or honing or doing whatever they are doing to it somewhere in Francisco. Is it what's the name of San Francisco, or maybe somewhere in China, and I don't see us as Africans having very robust communication and conversations around matters like this, because this phone that you hold is more or less your world now. Everything I need to know about you, Kakra, to a large extent, if I get this phone, I have access to that information. Now, the data is not being held here. The data is sitting somewhere else.
Cloud somewhere.
Exactly. So
we must invest as a country in having cloud services. And
then also
locally based service.
And then also insisting that some of these operators should be here in Ghana if they have to serve the Ghanaian or the African interest. But you see, because we are a small nation, we cannot throw our weight about in that space. What we then have to do is perhaps approach it as the United Nations of Africa.
Or even ECOWAS.
Regional bloc.
Exactly. So that we say that before you operate in Africa, the data you collect, your offices must be here, and that you must subject yourself to the authority of Africa, whatever. But it would seem that that conversation hasn't really reached where it has to.
I'm very concerned about this. Anyway, you can read some comments on this.
Good morning, Bernard. I have a project to defend in my school, and I don't know whether to use AI or not. It's coming in from Thomas in Ade. So, Thomas, please, there are rules around how you lawfully or ethically use AI in the school environment. So it's important that before you move on to do something, make sure that what you are doing aligns with the policies of the school, because if you do not do that, it could amount to academic misconduct, and in some cases you can be denied your degree. So please be very careful. This one says, Bernard, on the matter of AI, it would usually take me 2 days to code a website, but with AI I can do that in 5 minutes and spend at most 1 hour to tailor it to my human preferences.
Correct.
I agree with Sky. AI does not necessarily make us lazy. It enables us to make efficient use of our time. The trick is to understand what you are doing, and AI will help you do it faster. Thank you, my brother. You've not supplied your name, but you have made a point in a truly beautiful circumstance. Very soon we'll replace Bernard with.
I look forward to that day.
We just need to listen to his show for 5 years.
If AI can even get your laughter for me. I don't know how AI can generate that laughter.
This one says the recommendation is very weak. The approving and authorizing officers should be surcharged with the amounts involved. This one is in connection with the matter we discussed earlier, the National Cathedral. And this one says, please, Bernard, can we probe more into the various MOUs signed by Ye? He seems to be all over the internet, and he seems to have very good PR. But I am interested in knowing how these MOUs have benefited the youth so far. So he's on some other tangent altogether. This one says, Bernard, we say Ghana is a nation of Christians to a large extent, because we are not only Christians here. Yet when it comes to building a house for God, we turn around and spend the money frivolously, as if we are eating kelewele. Shame on us. We don't fear God at all. And the name is DJ Nature from Italy. And this one says, good morning, Bernard and team. Please, I have a suggestion. Government should consider using the Cathedral site to build high-rise, affordable flats similar to the SNIT flats, but with more floors for long-term rent or sale for the working or to the working class.
Working class?
Yeah, this would increase productivity and reduce traffic situation in the city. With time, similar sites in the city should be considered for the same. Most families spend about half of their salaries a month on rent. It's coming in from someone who says his name is Selom, listening to us in Domi.
Well, so the minister said government is thinking of various things to do. So it's quite clear that the government itself is not very sure. But it's what he says, that the president says they're not going to use taxpayers' money to build the cathedral. So even if the cathedral is going to be built, they will have to find other monies to do it. So for now, we wait to see. Of course, it says that NIB and YOCO and OSP are also interested. So we'll also have to wait for those findings. And number 3, he said the Auditor General has been asked to do a forensic audit. So quite a lot of things happening. The other thing that intrigued me was that saying there are about 280 different kinds of investigations going on for different things. We were able to talk only about the road one, where the president said in the Eastern region that some contractors had been paid twice for the same project and some had been paid for work not done. So those are some of the things we wait for. So if you look at some of the delay in road projects, it looks like the audits have to finish. Don't forget that the arrears numbers keeps changing. Initially it was 60 billion, now we are told it's a bit lower. So these are some of the things that happen when there's a change in government. People need to check and make sure that value for money is done. And I'm also told that there will be a value for money audit done for the Cathedral as well. So there's a lot of information that's going to come out. The question is, do you have the institutional capacity and the willingness and the commitment to follow through, to do it in a way that's not political vindictiveness, but really in the public interest? That's the real test, okay? Which is why the way we've been approaching discussions around these matters must be structured so that it does not appear as if it's a witch hunt, okay? So, and the OSP also, I believe, is in a very interesting situation because it was set up to deal with specific kinds of corruption. So it will be interesting to see what it's able to accomplish alongside what YOCO, NIB, and others do. Because I think this is the period for it to sort of justify its difference. You get it? Because there are many bodies. Siraj is there, YOCO is there, SFO is now what? They have a different name. YOCO. And then there's also the one that Financial Intelligence Center,
FIC,
who also have some specific things they do. So OSP is sort of is the newest.
Yeah, you know,
is the newest in relation to that. Yeah. So my point is that with all these 200 and something cases, how many will the government hive off? So the minister said they believe OSP and YOCO are on the Cathedral matter, which they recognize. My question is, will they hive it off to say this one should go here? Who determines who does what? Because after all of this is done, AG comes in.
Well, not necessarily. It's all a question of what the facts say and what the law says about the jurisdiction of one particular institution. So if it is an economic and organized crime, so that maybe, for instance, people were using the name of the National Cathedral to carry out, you know, transnational criminal activity. So they have set up their own enterprise, claim that they are collecting money in the name of the National Cathedral, and then they are funneling that to do all kinds of things for they themselves, for their own benefit, engaging in, say, money laundering as a result, and using the name of the National Cathedral. In my respectful view, that will come within the ambit of YOCO, to the extent that it is organized in nature and it is an economic criminal activity. They are
so you're saying that based on the facts of those so-called 200 or whatever cases, for some of them, the institutions know that this is my mandate, so they will go.
Yes.
Nobody has to tell them.
Yes,
for some of them, somebody will recommend and forward. So maybe somebody starts an investigation and realizes that this is more to do with a certain kind of financial crime. So let me rather push it to this guy.
So, for instance, if there is straightforward breach of the Procurement Act, which strictly speaking has nothing to do with, say, corruption, the Attorney General has the mandate to, you know, deal with that matter without need to look at any other matter. But where, for instance, maybe the people who are receiving or were receiving the contract were paying back kickback.
Good.
And that is corruption, in which case the OSP's mandate is properly triggered. And related offenses that sort of flow from that act of corruption can also be prosecuted within the ambit of related you know, criminal activity.
To what extent do these agencies collaborate? I ask this because usually when you speak to government, one of the big problems with government is inter-agency collaboration. They are usually turf wars too. Where everybody, remember the thing we said about the ports, where different bodies were all going to check the same thing. It led to a lot of problems at the port. I hope that these agencies, YOCO, OSP, FIC, and co, they have rules that they all respect, and then they respect each other's importance, and they are not in competition to prove that they are working harder, or they are not undermining each other. And I don't know which ministry coordinates that? Is it the National Security Minister, or is there a National Security Minister at all, or National Security Coordinator?
Well,
or is it more, who is in charge of that space?
Well, national security is a very, very, I don't know.
It's an amorphous.
Yeah, well, yes, yeah. So let's not even bring it into the discussion. I think at this point, once it has to do with breach of our laws in whatever shape or form, the Attorney General
is the supervising.
Exactly, and Article 88.
Okay.
Except that in specific cases or instances, his jurisdiction is sort of confined because we have set up independent institutions in some cases to deal with these matters. So in appropriate cases, he can always write and say that, look, he takes the view that there are some issues to be answered here. This, in my view, falls within your scope as Shiraj. This one falls within your scope as Yoko. This one falls within your scope as, say, OSP. So do the needful.
Okay.
And then they would take up the matter because the establishing, primary legislations dealing with these matters, in some cases, specifically say that the AG shall held the work of A, B, C, D. So in those cases, those institutions or authorities will be properly triggered. I think the question is whether beyond announcing these big numbers, we will see real action.
Yeah.
That is often the case.
Yeah.
You look at across the various political landscapes, you find that under NPP and the NDC, Auditor General's reports have been made public. Of course, some progress made elsewhere. In other places, virtually nothing gets done. So while these reports are indicating that A, B, C, D may have been done wrong, the question is whether the institutions responsible do have the requisite size of kahunas to say they want to prosecute these matters based on findings they themselves established.
So some 9 minutes to the top of the hour, still discussing some highlights of the very troubling Deloitte report, audit reports on the National Cathedral as our main subject, but also on the side looking at the pros and cons of using technology generally, AI in particular, following up from the comment by Edwin about Grok being asked a question about some voters, and according to Sky, that question probably was not even properly asked. It should have not been ethically answered, whatever. Yeah. But then we're also talking about the intrusion of technology into our lives, and also the way it's changing how knowledge is processed and what it means for learning, whether it's going to create a generation of people who are smarter or dumber. All right. And I think the argument Sky makes is that it's the way you use it. You need to learn how to use it so you can still get better outcomes for society. And whilst we agree to that, we're also saying that the mind must be engaged. The mind was designed to be engaged. So if AI exists, it helps, but doesn't replace your mind. So you should not become intellectually lazy on the basis that AI can do the work for you. And there's a fine balance. But I think we both understand each other that for certain jobs you get, AI can help you do it well. All right. I mean, I'll give another example. I'm supposed to do some budget. I can give AI a prompt and say, I want to do a specific budget for A, B, C, D, X with some parameters. It gives you the budget. But a lazy person will just take that budget and use it. A smart person will say, okay, this is what AI was able to do based on a prompt I gave it. Now, based on the particulars of what I need to do, I must tweak it to fit the purpose for which I am supposed to do this project. You get it? So I can help you make the long drawn process shorter. But the thinking is still yours. Because for me, when people stop thinking, in fact, the day society stops thinking, we become extinct.
I agree with you and I understand you, but it is the tangent, your concluding tangent is the basis of which I will side with Sky. Because you see, there were and have always been smart and not so smart people, irrespective of the technologies that we've encountered. So it's not AI that's not necessarily going to stop thinking or put a halt on thinking and replace human beings.
It can if you use it to do that. But for example, if AI, so I'm coming on. You see, he just gave a nice example of how you can use AI to do certain things. But I'm saying that even when AI gives you the response, you must question and tweak and analyze before you use. He even spoke about a student. So a student has a project. He's saying he hasn't read, so he probably wants to just use AI to generate the answer for him. And he's going to reproduce that. That's replacement. He can let AI do some basic work for him and then say, okay, based on what I know that the electorate requires, and based on other things I know, maybe you couldn't give that level of prompt, but you can still tweak the AI's answer to make it fit for purpose. Otherwise, you are surrendering your thinking faculty fully to it. And see, what AI can do is it can do a lot of analysis for you, because the data on my laptop is many. So I have over 7,000 notes on my note taker on my iPhone. Now I won't have time to glean the top 6 ideas, but because of the levels of computing power available, AI can do that for me. So it will give me a very great sense of who I am over the past 4 years. That I can do, and I'm not trying to compete with AI to do. Okay, but this is my personal notes I've taken for 6 years, which if it does, it's a great thing. Those kinds of things I have no quarrel with. But we're talking about qualitative decision making. We're talking about applying, because there's a difference between having facts and applying. The application of the knowledge is a human being's job. AI can give you the facts, it can give you the summaries. But the reason I need him is to apply it in a way that only he can. I know that there are some learning models that try to do this because they try and imitate, which is where the whole AI, generative AI comes in. Now it wants to behave like Sky. All right? And I think that for that, it's still very controversial. And I don't have enough knowledge to go there. But I'm saying that on basis of just getting data and usage, people should not relinquish their thinking faculty. Calculations can be done for you, but thinking is not the same as calculation.
I get you, but it is not AI that will do that. It comes back to you, the subjective individual, and how you use the AI. And in the absence of a national policy or direction, we have to make individual decisions whether we'll make AI make us dumb or smart. And that's why I was making the point that before AI, there were smart and not smart people. During and after AI, if there's ever such a thing, there will be smart and non-smart people.
After AI, there will be fewer smart people.
No, but I don't agree with you.
The question is subjective. You go on.
Let me give you a different example. So, in our work as journalists, stories ought to be thorough. So, there has to be good context and background, and then you put in hyperlinks to give deep background. Generally, because of the way technology presents news, readers are trained to want the news in a quicker bite-sized form. So you go and cover a story around something, and in the past you would have written a very long story or a very detailed story, because generally society would appreciate that. What I'm saying is that, and of course the newspaper was the big thing, where you take the newspaper, you open it and read. We've changed as a species because now the average person has less attention span. So when he takes a story, he wants to read 4 big paragraphs and understand the full thing. He's in a hurry. Now what that means is that the way journalists write has to change to meet the changing habits of people who read stories. Okay, and I'm giving a complete. So now a reporter can go and cover the same press conference that Omanibo Ahmad did, but he's looking out for different things because now his readers, the way they learn has changed. And I'm saying that collectively as a society, we are coming to a point where people sacrifice thoroughness for brevity. Okay, now it's a commentary on the general society, because now you can't have time to read. And not on AI. No, but I'm not using technology. So I'm saying that technology has changed the way people process news. So it has forced editors to change the way they write. It may force people to change the way they even train journalists. And I'm saying that the human race is losing something, because technology can help you achieve some things, but there are some things you also need to keep, because those things are what makes you a person. Do you feel I'm coming from?
Which I don't think any of us is.
Yeah, but it's creating a society where people don't want to be thorough anymore, which is why you can lead to jumping conclusions, which is why people are becoming very shallow, which is why, because it's connected. If people will not do the thorough work.
So is it a people problem or is it an AI problem?
It's always a people problem, because AI is created by people. Just so what I'm saying is that so there's a certain look. We want kids to read. When I was growing up, we'll read books with paper. Now, kids want to use the tablet. Now, reading on a tablet is a different feel and a different pace. Okay, so you introduce certain things to say, okay, read and score points. They are finding shortcuts around how to read. And I'm saying that eventually, if we don't manage that process of transitioning them from here to here, they will lose something. Because in gaining the speed and the knowledge that they get here, there's a certain level of patience and thoroughness they miss. Because the way information is presented here, paper, is different from information presented here. Do you understand? And the way your mind and your brain works when you are going through this quickly, which is why platforms like IG have become very precise. So they'll do infographics. It's advancement, but it also changes the way your mind works.
Well, you see, I think, while I agree largely with some of the things you're saying, I think you're also refusing to accept that all species evolve. All of them evolve.
Yeah.
Now, the question is whether that evolution is a disservice to, in our case, mankind, or is giving us progress. It depends on how you look at it. Previously, before you get the map of Ghana, you must have hired some map maker from England, who will most likely come, will be carried in something akin to palanquin, or with ropes around it, and then he would travel from my village, walk.
I get the point.
That's it. And then do all of that, right, and come to Elubu, and then walk back, and then come with an idea that says that the map is here, 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 and give you all the pointers, right? But today, right, when you do that, it is not that you are no more rigorous. It is a waste of your time.
There's
you
a
understand?
better way of doing
There's
it.
a better way of doing it. So exactly. So intervene. Technology intervenes. You have a drone. You fly it over the coordinates you're talking about to take the precise coordinates for you. In which case, even the error that you even record is it's like almost negligible. But because you are using you were using a human being previously, the margin of error is big. Do you understand? So yes, there will always be some trade-off. But the question is, does that lead to us becoming worse off, or we are advancing in a particular direction? There are things we'll become better at. Smartness will no longer be how much you are able to keep in your head, for instance. It's a question of what you can recall at a particular time to achieve a desired result. But previously, a lawyer can get up and recite 240 cases, but they will tell you now that look, the law is not about how much you kept in your head. It's a question of whether you can find the law at the proper place and apply the principles. You understand? So things are changing. For instance, in our circumstances, you have doctors who are stressed. They are dealing with 1,000 or more cases. He has to listen to you, take notes, and come to a particular conclusion. These days, there are softwares available. There are AI applications available. They can take photograph of even your skin and then give the doctor an idea of what is likely to be the problem that you are facing. Then instead of the doctor sitting down and doing all that work, the next level of the interrogation begins.
I am not arguing against society's advancement, and I'm not arguing against technology. I am saying that because we don't, you see, as a country, we don't. The back end is not controlled by us.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
So we need to be careful how we just push. So you've given a nice scenario. A doctor wants to make a diagnosis. Okay, if I know it's Dr. Sky, there's agency. I know what he's going to use my information for. There are certain rules around how he works. We are not sure who is behind this AI that, even though it may give a positive diagnosis, which may work, there may be other long-term implications of controlling of our lives, which we do not understand. So what I'm saying is that we should take the progress of technology, but also be minded of the dangers of moving too quickly without understanding the policy framework and the things. That's number one. Number two, the way we learn may have to change.
Yes.
Because in the example you give around cartography, so the focus of learning is now, how do you interpret and use or apply what this drone has done for you rather than laboring in the physical mapping. I understand this. But the question is, do educational institutions realize and recognize, have they woken up to that new reality? Because the way they are training people, and the thing, which is funny, because universities it's almost like an irony for me. Universities, on one hand, produce the best knowledge, and yet universities, on the other hand, are the places with the most conservative, slow, I won't change, I'll die in my socks people. It baffles me. They produce so much knowledge every second. But I think it exists for a reason. And I'm not criticizing them. Okay. It's actually a balance. Okay. These people produce a lot of knowledge. Yet they also want to maintain standards and old landmarks because they believe, you went to Oxford, they believe in tradition. Because they know that everything must build upon something else. So I think we should learn from the universities. That even though they produce a lot of knowledge, they are not in a hurry to change too quickly. Companies, on the other hand, because of the profit motive, will want to change as quickly as possible because the disruption makes them money. We shouldn't criticize universities for wanting to hasten slowly, because a lot of the knowledge companies use is produced by the universities. But the universities want to guard standards and ethics and principles, which is why I sort of agree that we should hasten slowly. Companies, because of money, now we are talking, somebody's watch is listening to the person and suggesting things to the person. I mean, you can say that's extreme example, but the truth is that there's a profit motive for creating these things, which will not necessarily be beneficial to society immediately. So we should have a balanced approach. Do you understand? A balanced approach between what we are gaining, but I don't think private corporates in North America or China or wherever should lead the way we use these technologies on their own. We should bring in, which is why some of the guys who are the best minds in AI keep warning us that this thing in the wrong hands can cause distraction. It's not because they don't trust in technology. You've read some of the top brains in AI keep speaking to the international media, and they say, let's be careful. This thing in the wrong hands. And you know, a lot of things in our world today is money. Even a lot of the wars we see is money. When you surrender things to the corporate people and their only interest is making money, they can even instigate wars because they want to sell weapons. You get it? And so for me, I don't like this idea that people just talk about the positive, what AI can do, without pointing out the inherent dangers of its weaponization by the wrong people. And I'm calling for balance, that's all. I use AI to do my work, but I am not a fanatic of anything. I approach it soberly, because we don't even understand all it is. So well, I'm not overexcited about it like that.
No, I think the word should not be fanaticism, because then that introduces a level of unreasonability, and I don't think that that is what enthusiasts like us are encouraging. I call myself an enthusiast.
I'm
because,
not though.
Well, I mean, yes, I understand, but you see, if we actually understand the transformative potential of these tools that are there, we would encourage policymakers to quickly seize the space and see what positive outcomes we can get and what negative outcomes there are, and then tweak legislation or regulation reasonably in a way that deals with some of the the excesses that you're talking about. Because the reality is that while we are here still laboring and doing things the same old way, the Western world, the Asians, the Eastern Europeans, they are using these tools to achieve tasks that may appear to us impossible. You understand? And that is why I insist that at the level of policy making, we need a certain passable understanding of what these tools are, what their potentials may well be, and then get them to say that, if this is the case, then we have to move in that direction. Okay. But it would seem that there is some, if you like, gap there in knowledge. And that is why we see all of these things happen. Because myself, I walk into spaces and I ask myself, why do we still see all of these things? Because walk into the Kotoka International Airport, for instance. You go to one place, they look at your passport, you say it's the health, whatever. All he does is to look at your passport and okay, go to this particular table. And then there's an officer standing there and say, okay, go to this place.
Just wasting your time.
Asking
for money.
Exactly. Now, is there a faster way of doing that so that you can deploy these other officers to deal with Galamsey?
Yeah.
Because we have too many foreigners in our space engaging in illegal mining and undermining the immigration and all these things we are encouraging.
Yeah.
So if you can deploy those officers to deal with that while using technology to solve part of the problems you face, that's a brilliant way of using it. While dealing with the ethical and
I mean, to be fair, you see, the reason I am proceeding with this level of, I'm being tempered in the argument is that I credit Sky, you've learnt enough about it. And because you've seen the problems of society, you see its potential to solving it. And I'm happy with that. I feel a lot more of us need to get to understand it, because you cannot change what you don't understand. Right? So the starting point is that MPs, look, last week they were discussing some photo of a supposed gay couple at a place of historical significance. And I didn't really like the way they discussed it. It was very... Look, we could have discussed that when Sky and I are sitting and eating. But if you are in Parliament as a House of Record and you're going to discuss whether something is a fake AI or not, it needs to be a bit more informative and sort of. So we all, journalists in particular, and then policymakers and duty bearers have to read and learn more about this thing.
Yeah.
All right, that's number one. That's number two. Going to the level of Sky to say, how can we apply to solve our problems? 100% I'm with it, because society has been advanced by technology that solves our problems. But you see, I am just saying that we cannot outsource the regulation of AI and its evolution, or we cannot outsource the deployment of AI in our lives to only private companies. We need to strengthen our government. Minister of Communication and all these guys must have enough knowledge to give them the regulatory nuance to manage those spaces. And it's not just Ghana. Globally, even if you listen to some of the parliaments, they are not that well knowledgeable about these things, because the companies are investing a lot of billions. Don't forget that knowledge is also money determined, because if somebody has money, they will pay for the best training. So the companies are ahead. And I'm saying that it's even with things like vaccines as well, right? We always have to be careful of the military industrial complex, big pharma, or the technology big four. Because these guys, they've done a lot for us, but they cannot be left on their own. They've done a lot for us. I concede. Microsoft has made my life easier. Office, Windows, Excel, brilliant. When what do you call it? What's the name of the guy? Who's the founder of Microsoft?
Bill Gates.
I'll bow. Thank him. He's done a lot for our lives. The Google boys, brilliant guys, but they must not be left on their own. No. Power is such that absolute power corrupts absolutely. We need to have different centers, knowledgeable media, smart regulation, right? And even educational institutions must also take certain positions which will not be driven only by corporate interest. Because of the point I made about the education institutions and the way they work. So that all of us will work together to regulate this thing. Because we all don't know where it's going. All right. So as for the issue of whether AI makes us smarter or not, there have been many articles on it. I don't want to go into it. So my conclusion for myself is that my interest in it is driving me. In fact, my skepticism about it is what's driving me to read more about it. His interest in solving problems is what's driving me to read about it. We may all end up at the same place. Because sometimes you can approach something you learn from a point of skepticism, and you may be converted, and somebody may be learning something out of enthusiasm and may become more skeptical. That's just the way knowledge works. So we'll just leave it there, read a few comments, and move to our next conversation.
So there's this one, for instance, from Kweku, who says seafarers once used the stars for navigation. Today they use GPS. The fear of AI is like fearing what people might do with a knife. So it's a double-edged sword. This one, okay, let's take other comments.
Go for it, help us here. We'll take a few comments and then I have an author coming as we do for the Literacy Challenge build-up on Tuesdays and Thursdays. My guest is Dorcas Grace Annan, and a Ghanaian children's books author, publisher, and literary organizer. We'll be talking to her shortly.
Okay, so more comments are in. You want to have?
Yes, and Douglas from Huawei says, Bernard and CBS team, the Apple Siri is always listening to your conversations. How does the app promptly respond at any given time when you say, "Hey Siri"? This simply means the iPhone is at any given time listening to you and ready to respond.
So you can turn that off. So when you turn it off, then that particular function is no longer available. But that is not to say that there are not other ways of listening to you using your mobile phone. So I have that at the back of your
mind. Let me read this very interesting one from somebody who's quite in the AI space. Brilliant discussion in the studio. I think you are both right in your argument. Sky is saying the benefits merit adoption. Bernard is saying or warning that we still need to control the intervention and can't adopt without understanding the implications. So, however, we are being overrun at the combined rate of advancement and adoption given the perceived advantages. So the question is, how do we mediate the inevitability? The warnings fall on deaf ears of consumers who are at liberty to adopt. But do policymakers have the understanding, this is my point, to shape a more optimal path to balance the benefits with the risk? I think it's ended the discussion for me. So the onus is on policymakers who owe it to their citizens to understand what is going on so they can intervene to give us a right balance.
Because you can't regulate what you don't understand.
100%.
Good morning, Bernard. Talking about people using your voice and your image for AI-generated adverts. Immediately you finish talking about it, the video just appeared on Facebook for me to watch. Good morning, Bernard and team. The AI conversation is interesting, but prior to having widespread internet, we were going to the library. With internet, we can sit in our homes and look for books, research online, anywhere we are. Did that make us lazy and dumb? With AI, it's not 100% correct. You need to understand what you're looking for. Key in the right prompt and actually make sure what AI gives you in return is correct, so AI doesn't make us dumber. It helps us find information faster and to a large extent makes life easier. It's just like washing machine and hand washing situation. It makes life easier because there are other things to do. Shalom, Nana Akushe Free sent that one. Hello, Bernard and team. On the AI topic, I think you both are saying the same thing, but from different perspectives. AI will not stop humans from thinking and reasoning because regardless, some people are just lazy and would like to just copy and paste what AI has done and not even review or edit. On the other side, I agree with you because without AI, humans are compelled to think to be creative enough. However, we are not being creative now because we have AI at our disposal. Andy sent that one from Adenta. Hi, Bernard. The AI topic is a big one indeed. I understand your concerns, especially in a world where many people are lazy already. But here's the thing. If you truly understand the use of AI, it will not hinder your thinking because as a matter of fact, it is your thinking that will determine what the AI will give you. Even the prompt you give to the AI is thinking in its own. AI, for those who understand how to use it, will make them better thinkers and even grow in knowledge. But those who don't know, it makes them lazy. Here's another one. I understand where Bernard is coming from. We are now building more explicit knowledge than tacit knowledge. In other words, we are putting all the knowledge in machines rather than human. Good morning, Bernard and team. This is what I do with my daughter, who is currently in senior high school 1. I give her essay topics to write. When she's done, we assess it together and look out for ways it can be improved. Then I give what she wrote to AI and ask it to dissect and analyze. When done, I ask my daughter to study the AI suggestions and rewrite the essay. She tweaks it over and over again until it is better. So I teach her to use AI as a study companion and not a substitute for thinking. And Neo Doi sent that from Hacho.
Okay, that's beautiful. Taking a short break. More coming up, including some time with some authors. 9:15 City Breakfast Show. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
It's time to take the next step toward your dreams. Admissions are now open for our October intake at Lancaster University, Ghana. Get ready for a world-class education, global opportunities, and an unforgettable experience in Ghana. For more information, contact us at +233 030 211 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Apply today and begin your journey to success with Lancaster University, Ghana. Your future starts now.
The 2025 ABSA Black Star Marathon is right around the corner, and hey, guess what? You can still jump in. Register now at blackstarmarathon.com or dial *713*33*22# to secure your spot in the 42.2K marathon or 10K run, walk, jog. This is your chance to be part of Ghana's premier marathon, happening live on Saturday, July 26, 6 a.m. at the Independence Square, Accra. ABSA Black Star Marathon. Your story matters.
Every day when my children return from school, I don't recognize them all. Hello, do I know you?
It's us, Mommy.
But these dirty, sweaty uniforms and socks were clean in the morning. Hey, everything has transformed. I understand though. School is hectic. It takes energy to come home this transformed. So I make sure they have some Milo at breakfast.
Your champs need nourishment and energy. Give them the Milo Energy at breakfast. Now with vitamin D that supports energy release to help their daily performance. Milo, energy to go further. Milo. This advert is FDA approved.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Minutes or 19 minutes rather past the hour of 9. We're talking to an author shortly as we get closer to the deadline for you to bring in your essays. We're also getting to acquaint ourselves with some very, very excellent writers. But this is an account update information call for Omni Basic to their customers. Kindly proceed to any of our branches or visit our website omnibasic.com.gh to update your account records with your Ghana card. You may call 0307086000 or 0800-100-790. Omni Basic, not just another bank. Now, are you in need of space for your business in Tema, or maybe you need quality equipment for construction projects? Then look no further than MPC Limited, who've got you covered. We are Tema. We offer spacious and secure factory and warehouse facilities, fully fitted offices, modern apartments, a wide range of construction equipment such as concrete mixers, block machines, and bending and cutting machines, scaffolds, lamps, cones, and cone cube test mounts. Whether you're starting a business, expanding operations, or looking for the right tools, MPC is your trusted partner to get the job done. Now, visit our showroom and rental spaces at Tema Heavy Industrial Area around DVLA Junction, opposite Tropical Cable and Conductor Limited. Our website, MPCL Ltdgh, or call 0500 277 702. MPC Limited, empowering you to build more. And if you're ready to elevate your HR game, then don't miss the HR Connect Conference 2025 happening on the 8th of August at the luxurious Mövenpick Hotel in Accra on the theme Empowering HR Excellence, Leveraging Data, Resilience, and Wellness for a Thriving Workforce. Come learn from top HR minds, including Patricia Obonai, Margaret Jackson, Dr. Stella Ajenim Boating, and others who will share real-world strategies on leadership, wellness, people analytics, and future workplace trends. Now, it's 1,500 CDs in person and 1,000 CDs online. Register by calling 0208 633 809 or 054 122 2365. HR Connect, let's learn, let's connect, and let's transform. So she's the creative force behind the growing list of children's titles, including Oops, You Littered, Thick, Tall Trees, Hey, Let's Make a Change, and 21 Amazing Bible Affirmations. Her books focus on environmental stewardship, hygiene, empowerment, and spiritual affirmation, all crafted in a way that resonates with Ghanaian and broader African readership. Grace Dorcas Annan, a Ghanaian children's book author, publisher, and literary organizer whose work is driven by passion for early childhood literacy. She has won many awards, and she's organizer for the All African Books Fair, launched in Accra to address reading deficiencies and to spotlight diverse African authored children's books. She's joining me to talk a bit about writing and reading and children. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So, are you Gracie Grace or you are Grace Dorcas Annan? Which is which?
I am Grace Dorcas Annan, but it's become so interchangeable that people would even send me an email, Dear Gracie Grace.
Interesting.
So I put a character out there and I was trying to find a name for the lead character.
All right.
Just like in reference of Peppa Pig, it
Okay.
rhymes.
All right.
And I thought, oh, I can rhyme it with my name and make the character. But now the character has been attached to my name.
Wonderful. How long have you been in writing for children and in publishing?
Officially for 4 years.
I see.
But unofficially about 7.
What led you into this space?
So it comes with a lot of different, angles. I've always been a writer. I used to write when I was very young. I would put together stories, but it was just, I thought it was a child, a childlike character. But then I dived into writing when my niece would read books, and I would see that there's not a lot of ethnic representation in the books. And as I used to be a Sunday school teacher, I'll go to schools and I realized, wait, most of our libraries are filled with Caucasian, European, American, other than ourselves. So I said, I would love to write books with illustrations that show the African child.
Wow.
And also with their names, their hair texture, and even their mannerism.
So that they don't think that they are strange in the world.
Or inferior.
Because most books are depicting other people.
Yes.
That's a good one. So which was the first work you did then? Which book was your first book?
I did Oops, You Littered.
Oops, You Littered.
Yes.
And what's that about?
It's about littering.
Can I have a look?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Alright.
this is what Birth Gracie Grace reads.
Oh, okay. Oops, You Littered. So environmental stewardship.
Yes.
And how to keep clean. What age groups are these your books for?
So early readers.
So
But also, 4 to 8. But also because it's very colorful, it can serve as a bedtime story. And, children pick up things very early. So the more you read to them when they are 2-3 months, the more they become catalyst for change.
What about coloring? Do you have, because one of the things the kids love as well is activity books.
Yes.
So do you produce or do you intend to produce activity books like coloring books out of these materials?
Yes. I currently have this, which is a coloring book for
let's
this.
have that. Okay,
yes.
that's good. So hey, let's make a change. It's
And
both
this
a
is
reader
also-
and then a workbook.
Yes.
Which then you color and then you solve puzzles.
Yes, because also it's like a lead. I wanted them to not just read the story and get over it. So once they are coloring, it then solidifies something that they read in the book.
How do you get kids aged 4, 5, 6, 7 to long to read books? Because a lot of modern parents are struggling because kids want to use gadgets.
Yes.
And so I don't know whether the solution is to put your material here or to say, dude, before you sleep, let's read a book. How do you help the kids to get into the reading thing?
I always say that children are blank canvases, right? They do not have anything they are playing. And we, the guardians, parents, and custodians, color it like artists. So, and children, you cannot tell a child what to do. They have to see you do something. So as early as 2 months, 3 months, because the other races do it, they create a library in the house. And just as children will reach for toys, if you have a shelf filled with books, they'll reach for it. and so we can use that to inculcate the reading culture, and children love colorful things. So as much as they are gearing towards the screen, they can also gear towards books as well.
So that the more variety we make available for them, the more exciting it gets.
Yes.
You've done 4 or 5 books. How tough is it to produce something like this?
For now, I would say it's not. But in the beginning, it was very difficult because you have the idea. Now, to put it into reality, you have to find illustrators. And that craft is now growing in our industry. And also, even to find a very modern illustrator that you can compare with the foreign content that we see was also a challenge. And now it comes to printing. Normally when you take our old books versus the foreign books, you can clearly tell the GSM of the paper and the difference, the print quality. But so I did that trial through the first book, which is why I love Oops You Littered, because that was, the trial for all the books. But now that I have an illustration studio.
You have an illustration studio?
Yes, and I work with heavy printing houses.
Wonderful.
It's become quite an easier journey now than before.
We're talking to Grace Dorcas Annan, a Ghanaian children's book author, publisher, and literary organizer, as we promote writing. You say you've been writing since childhood. What are some tips you can give to young writers on how they can get pen to paper? Because for me, I struggle to write sometimes, because even though I have the ideas, it's like there's an inertia to start. Give us some tips on how we can get into writing more frequently.
I know this is cliche, but just write.
Just
write. Sometimes it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be the final draft or anything. And I realize that as Africans, we always have pressure to write, something with sense or very technical things, but just write. Because when you Google ABC books on Amazon, there's like a bazillion, and I'm like, how many ways can you say ABCD? But people are always producing it. So even if it's just a quote or a thought or anything, just put it down on paper, and then you can always go back and develop it. But we are not looking for perfection, so just write.
For some writers, they say they have a specific time that they write or specific environment that stimulates their writing. Some go near the beach, some go and sit under trees. Is there anything like that? Do you encourage such things?
Yes, it definitely works for others. For me, I'm a very curious person. If I go to the beach, I'll be looking at the coconut seller instead of writing. Or even at the quiet, I think we shouldn't put we shouldn't box how people write. But even our writing styles are different. Some people are plotters, some people are pansters. People know exactly what they want to write. I always know my last page. I have no idea how the beginning or the middle of the page would be. So I write from the end.
I like that. So you know what you want to end on.
Yes.
And then you sort of fit it from the back way. Oh,
exactly. Wow. So and so we don't have to put any. So if you feel like, just like how people go to parties and they sleep closer to where the DJ is, if that's what's going to make you write, do it. But if you also need a timeout to just get out into nature and write, do it.
But as an industry, how is it? I've spoken to people who say we don't have a strong publishing industry, so a lot of people self-publish.
Yes.
Talk to me a bit about that. How tough was it to get publishing and the financing around this? Because this is a social service you're rendering. I'm not sure if you're making that much money from it.
This is an interesting, yes. Yes, we do not have our publishing, full frontier now.
Yeah.
It's been so many years, even when our first book was written, and we don't have a collective joint like a governing board. We do have it, but truthfully, it's not operational for me. And publishing is so monetary intensive that people would rather be printers than do the publishing work, because when you're publishing for somebody, once you're selling the story, you need to give them their first pay and then the royalties follow. How many people can afford to do that? And also, we don't have a reading culture. So aside textbooks, books don't go as much as other, projects. But I'm very happy that the people that I pushed to write first didn't publish me, because it gave me time to go and rewrite the story.
Wonderful.
Yes, and now we have modern avenues to print. There's Amazon, there's Ingram Spark, and you can do that. But when it comes to the monetary aspect, it's been very rewarding. I'm not even going to lie about it.
Wow.
Yes.
What's the relationship between interest in reading and ability to write?
They can go hand to hand, and they can also be separate. Some people just enjoy reading. But then if you read and you want to write, you can tell that your reading affects your writing, because there's very technical ways to write. How to, structure your plot, your characters, developing your characters, your sequence of events. And you can always tell that when you read, when the story is climaxing and, coming down. So most readers become better writers, even unknowingly. Yes.
So I have this one here called Thick, Tall Trees. What's that about, and what age group is it for?
This is also an early reader. So this tackles the social issue of the bauxite, the illegal bauxite mining in Etiwa Forest. So I saw it on the news, and it was just a segment, and I was so ruffled about it that way. Why? This is a lush, beautiful forest. Why are we mining or allowing people to have illegal mining activities there? And then only to find out when I reached out with the custodians of the place, which is Arusha, Ghana, that they give 5 million Ghanaian waters every single day.
Wow.
And so you can imagine if that source is taking off. We are looking at importing water by 2030.
Wow.
And nobody's talking about it. And so I was like, no, how do I write this without being very technical and boring? And that's how I bet the thick tall trees.
Amazing.
Yes.
So you've simplified a very complex matter to make it a child's reader. What about, hey, let's make a change? What's that about?
This book was commissioned by the European Union because they had seen some of the books that I've done in the past. So they wanted me to tackle some SDG goals, and we have SDG goals 3, 6, 12, 14, and 15, which talks about sanitation, preserving the natural resources, tree planting exercises. So this also talks about a story that stems with a family. Most children would waste water. We brush our teeth, and then during the day you end up using 30 gallons of water, but because we don't measure it, we don't see it. And so that's how the story starts with, one of the children wasting water, and the other being taught in school now becomes peer-to-peer educationalist about why we shouldn't, take advantage of the things in our environment.
All right, let's talk about where we can get these books. Where are they sold?
I do have stockers, so Booksy, Book Nook stocks my book.
Book Nook?
Yes, Book Nook, and then Booksy.
Booksy?
Yes. And then when you go to Amazon, you can find it. You can find the paperback and the ebooks for all the books. And then if you reach out to us through our website or our social, Gracie Grace Reads, you definitely find it.
So now you're a full-time writer?
I am a full-time writer and a creative writing teacher, which I do as
you teach creative writing?
Yes.
I see. In which school?
No, I do it online, so individuals, and these kids write fantastically.
So if I want to join a creative writing class,
you just reach out to me, and then we'll take it from
on
there.
YouTube or where?
No, we do it via Zoom. I do have students who I do with the Google Teams, and then but Zoom is
so
the
you're a
predominant
creative
one.
writing teacher. For what level? What class?
Any level.
Any level.
Yes, I've had younger. I think 2 years ago I hosted 25 kids at the Goethe Institute.
Wonderful.
For creative writing, and then I do it individually for children. You don't have to be in Ghana now. Online,
We are doing an essay competition for teenagers aged between 11 and 15. They are supposed to write an essay. What's your tip to them?
Just as I said, I know that the easier way that they can take is to use AI, but also you can tell that AI doesn't have a soul and it's not organic.
Thank you.
So your moral compass should oversede, or supersede the need to get it quickly done. And then they should look at it just not like an essay, but they should be able, because with the prompts that they've given, writing about agriculture and the effect for the communities, they've already given them the characters and they've already set the line of events for them, that the courses. So they shouldn't make this as boring like a school work.
Make it fun.
Yes, make it fun. Find ways that you can relay that message in an essay, but not make it I
like that. Coming from a creative writing expert, I would take that. So if you listen to Grace Dokasana, she's saying, make it fun, don't make it boring. Get the essay written. We have a few days to put the pen to paper. Grace, great talking to you. Do you do workshops for people, or this is more online? Because I know you do a lot of things. You do like workshops and trainings and stuff.
Yes, I do workshop. I just love anything centered around books. As well as I hear books and writing, I think I'll do it.
Find her online, Grace or Grace Dorcas Annan, Ghanaian children's book author, publisher, and a literacy organizer. Thank you, madam.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
Robert, you smell the ties. Me and I dream be a yaka. I'm cutting ties. My jalabia tailor made, all customized. My English straight pigeon, all bastardized. What I for do? Ignore the bastard guys. I work, they snore. I pass those guys. Thank God it's Friday. Of course, my mind day. Rise and shine your eye.
So as you heard, the literacy challenge is on, and the essays are coming in. It must be handwritten. Bring them in before the 26th of July. In not less than 600 words, discuss the effects of climate change on agriculture in Ghana. What challenges do these effects have on individuals, families, and communities? And suggest practical solutions to help Ghanaians mitigate these challenges.
I barely no sleep. Give me some way. Boys are bread all week. Give me some way. Boys are living no be cheap. Give me some way. But thank God it's Friday. Maybe Jimmy did a doom so some way. If we are born in so talk. Give me some way. My woman boy, my dog give me some way. But thank God it's Friday. Maybe Jimmy my gets mini aje. During the week I'm busy mini adaje. But I still put in work. Sick of dachi. I'm even out before the sun sets marching. So it's 5 on Friday. Any ache. Make up verbs are quite nasi. Health is wealth, I give thanks, me dasi. My use my word as might to buy a sassy. Why wouldn't him say, has to know they nap, has to know they sleep, has to know they slack you make wild on the streets, has to know they vex or stress about beef. RIP laziness, lay a reef. Dance with the struggle, got a million needs. We've been out.
More on AI coming up shortly, but are you ready for your next big adventure in your career? Are you a company seeking top-tier talent to boost productivity and drive impact? The Design and Technology Institute, DTI, has something amazing on the horizon. Get ready for the DTI Job and Opportunities Fair, happening at the Citi Conference Center, University of Ghana, Department of Economics, 18th and 19th July. I think it passed already, actually. It's at 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. And this event was sponsored by the MasterCard Foundation.
Thank God it's Friday. Ha, bugger my emery. Girls are brand no be boys bed. My you be out of my head. Thank God it's Friday.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Always busy on the go. Tap the app, you're good to go. Big dreams, little time. There's a boat for you to ride. Every single time, yeah. While the errands will link up or more. Hop in a boat and get out and explore. There's a boat for you to ride, yeah. Make moves with boat. Use code KEEPMOVING50 for 50% off your first 3 rides. Download the boat app now. Make moves with boat.
Charlie, where are you?
Boss man, I'm at the bank.
Really? But your car is in front of your house.
Bro, my bank on my phone, Charlie.
Oh, how?
EcoBank, bro. With EcoBank mobile app, I can do everything, anywhere, anytime. Listen, I just checked my account balance, paid Ahmed's school fees, and sent money to my grandma at Wale.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Masa, just download the EcoBank mobile app from the Google Play Store or the App Store, or dial *770# and be your own bank manager.
Manager.
Whether to pay bills or fees, to check account statements, send money across Ghana, abroad, and more, EcoBank mobile app has got it covered. EcoBank Mobile, making everyday people live everyday lives the EcoBank way. EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
Are you a student in Ghana? Are you 11 to 15 years old? Are you ready to write, think, and analyze your way into hearts and minds and straight to the top? Then it's time for you to get ready for the Literacy Challenge 2025. For Level 1, This year's big essay topic is, in not less than 600 words, discuss the effects of climate change on agriculture in Ghana. What challenges do these effects create for individuals, families, communities, and the nation? Suggest practical solutions to help all Ghanaians mitigate these challenges. Your essay must be in your own handwriting. It must be endorsed by a parent or a guardian. Add your full contact details. Deadline, Saturday, 26th July 2025. Submit entries to the front desk of Channel 1 TV or Citi FM, or mail to P.O. Box GP 14123 across Central. If you make it to level 2 and go on to win level 3, you will win 10,000 Ghana cedis cash, a glitzy trophy, and bragging rights as the most outstanding all-round student in Ghana. So, get writing and show the nation what you've got. For more details, call 0205-973-973. The Literacy Challenge 2025 is powered by Citi FM, supported by Channel 1 TV, and is sponsored by Belmu and GB Assessment.
Wherever you are, the game is nothing without you. It's on like never before this season. Every major league, every cup, every qualifier, the players, Kudus, Semenyo, Iñaki, the goals, the emotions, and the bragging rights. It's all on Supersport, available on DSTV and GoTV. Get your DSTV decoder at 89 cedis and GoTV decoder at 399 cedis. DSTV, your home of entertainment. Go TV. Love it.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Guinea, ice. Roblanya nyama kamo nyama lezu meledu haja. Malinko pranata migbona paklakota gleje. Migrena meri kwa ya do pavi. Bobe mouvement de la street aji. Na for the kale yama yabole. Glodwe mile duiko kamo amo plain. Haja. Timananga kota gleje. Midu haja. Forget your wahala na muaba galana duwe na jalaga. Awodo kube nyak paliga hajado skimonova vale fariga.
So it's 9:45 and a lot more comments coming through on the role of technology in our daily lives, in learning, in leading, and in living. We'll read some of them shortly, but let's talk about Piva.
Yes, if you're looking for a best of flavor in every sip, discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. We have the Piva Cola flavor. It's a perfect fit anytime. We have the Piva Orange Fruit Drink. It's packed with recognized citrus flavor, Piva Cocktail Fruit Drink, and then the Grapefruit Drink as well. We do have the Piva Tangy Fruit Drink, so you have a bouquet of flavors to choose from. Grab yours today. It's available at a local store near you. 0550-032-231 is the number to call. 0550-032-231. Piva beverages, a taste you will love. Okay, now let's talk about diamond cement. When you buy anything, it's got to be the very best. We have the 42.5 hour grade cement, the highest quality on the Ghanaian market. Now we have the 32.5 hour grade, which means there's a good deal for everyone. That's great value for your pocket. We've been around since the year 2000 and we are rated green by the APA. If you wish to buy diamond cement, please deal with the company directly. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide. Our factories are in Aplao, Takrady, and Buepe. Please call 0244-313-368. 0244-313-368. Diamond cement, still as hard as a diamond. If you're upgrading your office space, please call the experts. You want a healthy chair that takes care of your spine, call Expert Office Furnish Company Limited for your ergonomic swivel chairs today. It is intelligent, it has intelligent cushion with dynamic bionic spine pressure relief design. So at Expert Office Furnish Company Limited, we have executive desk, cabinet, conference, and all other furniture that suits your budget. We are located off the Atomic Hills Estate Road on the Asori Junction near ASI Plaza at Shoman Estates. 0571386600 0244280532. These are the numbers to call. expertofficefurnish.com is our website. Expert Office Furnish. Your health is your wealth.
So a lot more comments around the AI discussion, technology, and the rest of it, Francisca.
Kwame, an AI governance professional, says, the truth is AI is a powerful tool, but it's not here to replace our minds, but to support us. The real issue is how we use it and whether we are putting the right rules in place to guide that use. That's why I believe it's time we start regulating AI properly in Ghana. A good place to begin is by updating our Data Protection Act to include AI-specific guidelines. That way, we can make sure AI is used responsibly and that people's rights are protected. This one says, I am currently using AI to draft possible interview questions for a colleague as I am listening to you right now. I think AI is great, but you should know how to use it to get its full benefits. I have also used AI to help colleagues who are semi-literate to take professional tests in their roles to help them update their knowledge in their fields of work. And that's KS from AU Mensa.
Is it AU Mensa or AU Mensa?
AU Mensa.
You are fancy in it.
I'm a fancy woman.
Me,
So that's Ayi Mensa. So have you seen the trending video where a person was saying a prayer at an event? Apparently it was generated from AI and they read the prayer and even added the small comments that come with the AI solutions that says that I can make this better, or should I make this more formal? So the comment was, can I make this better, or should I make this more formal?
Wow.
Okay. Another one, AI is the crown jewel of a lazy generation. AI is a disaster discovered to completely annihilate the naturalness and reality. I believe it is a curse of our time, and the earlier we revert and resort to the old Kwame Nkrumah way of applying the natural brain, the better. Fact, there are lots of riders in our generation who want everything on a silver platter. I have always doubted the astonishing levels of perfection of AI systems. It's too perfect to be true. The brains behind AI systems are what's this? Is it cynically pitching their own narratives and actually
this one is called wet salad.
Tactfully forcing them
the message
down
is
the
AI
throats
generated.
of a supposedly lazy and gullible generation. And Yakubu Ibn Chambers from Accra.
That's just not true. Bro, that's just not true.
I don't know, yes, sir.
That's just not true.
I think we should not even have lifted that comment higher.
Well, Charlie, you supposed to say you comment.
Yakubu needs some crash courses.
He say basically no,
I mean
that's what he's saying.
Okay, you continue.
Good morning to you guys. I agree with Bernard. AI produces and doesn't consume, but humans do. So if it's replacing what humans do, don't you think it's going to lead to the extinction of the human race? Good morning, Citi team. I respectfully and vigorously disagree with Bernard in Richard Sky's voice. What you're not understanding is that you need to think properly in order to use AI in a manner that is productive. Throw away your brain when using AI and you will get garbage out. The creation of AI was as a result of research papers. The reality is that the human potential has greatly diminished over time. Relying on pure human productivity has gone down. The use of hardware, machines, etc. is because humans need to be assisted in order to be more productive. Yes, it has to be regulated, but know that even the universities, after their initial resistance due to their pride, have now recognized the inevitable takeover of AI. Peter sent that one.
Beautiful.
Hello, Bernard and team. On Sky's point of evolution and the example of cartography, in the case of AI and human development, we need regulation because it can affect the very fundamentals of human mental development. The old school system of mental development is still important. Cognitive processes demand work. AI should supplement. And Tony from Munich sent that.
Tony's just made my point, but I think both of us have agreed on how this is going to work. Balance is the word we used, right? We need more balance. We also need more informed discussions about AI in the media and all, in the corridors of power. And then whether he's using it to solve problems that he considers many problems he wants to solve, or I am reading more because I'm a bit skeptical about the intentions of the owners of the technology. We'll meet in the center, because the more we know, the better it gets. That's what we say. The more you know, the better it gets.
I just want to add that I think we should not, people listening, I know majority of the times there are people who even know more than those of us who are here in the studio. AI is not simply confined to what we find on our phones, simply generative AI, right? There are many things that are deploying artificial intelligence which are not necessarily generative. So for instance, if you're somebody who watches Netflix, right? The recommendations that come to you, so you watch a particular movie, or maybe you watch maybe Survivor or some movie, the recommendations that will follow that would have taken account of the pattern of movies that you have watched over time.
So that's AI before generative. The problem is the generative. Or not even problem, the new thing. Because AI is what determines even search engine optimization. All of those things are AI stuff, right? So those things are not strange. So it's the learning of the way we behave and its ability to do things without prompting is what people are afraid of. That's the issue.
So I urge us that we should not confine into that space. And then also, I think we should, before people go out so bombastic about the technology,
with words like scientifically,
I think it would be very useful, respectfully, to take some time to actually read a thing or two about the technology. And then you come to what will most likely be an informed view as to whether to even lean on the side of those who say there should be regulation, or those who say, look, just let it to grow and achieve its full potential without you intervening as a state. Because some of these things are finding themselves into churches, in some cases, and in some cases the mosques, where people are actively preaching against, technology merely because they find that, there are things it's doing that they cannot explain. In fact, if you go into literature, there's a concept known as explainability.
What?
Explainability. So how the AI is performing a particular task,
you have to know.
You need to know.
Yeah, man.
If it is making a decision between Bernard and Caleb, or Bernard and Kakra, there should be a way to explain it to observers to know that, okay, it is based on a fair assessment as opposed to someone coding in a biased outcome that is providing the kind of responses that we are getting. Because
so explainability reduces the skepticism.
Exactly. So once you understand, what is behind it, the mobile money that you are doing, when you do Momo and all of that, there's an AI algorithm somewhere that is facilitating something. So when you don't go to the bank and you are excited, you say, Charlie, this day, Charlie, I don't go to the bank. All I do is, Charlie, I'll go. AI is facilitating part of that process. You understand? When you are driving, you are using Google Map, right? But I don't use Google Map. We
are not quarreling on this.
I'm just
stop giving me examples of things that we are not. We don't even reinvent any issue. We have agreed on where this matter should be. Better regulation, better informed media discussion, and the more responsible use. That's all we're saying.
Exactly.
Come on. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Again.
What is happening?
Okay.
No, why not?
Why are they, Bob?
No one's managing.
So 2 minutes to 10.
And this Saturday, the 26th of July, 6 a.m. exactly, Independence Square is the place. History is waiting to be made. 2025 APSA Black Star Marathon is around the corner, and you can just jump in. Race category, full marathon, 42.2 kilometers, men, women, racing, wheelchair, and then we have the 10-kilometer run, jog, walk, and wheelchair category. Still can't register, no stress. You can still secure your spot and grab your race vest, your t-shirt, and your bib number at the APSA Clubhouse in Ridge near the former British High Commission from now until the 24th of July. Time's ticking, and this is your only chance to be a part of Ghana's biggest marathon. If you're ready to plunge in, sign up at the blackstarmarathon.com or dial star 713 star 33 star 22 hash. We are counting down and we are excited to run with you. Notice is there will be no registration on the race day, so register now and pick up your running kits. APSA Black Star Marathon, your story matters. Let's make it one for the books.
But do you know the worst accusation I've heard against AI lately?
I don't want to hear.
Politicians, we beg you. Let's do some background. If somebody was saying that John Kufuor's recent, lamentations about being sidelined, it's AI generated voice. Charlie, let's do some.
Let's not do that.
Let's not do that. We are making the thing, giving the thing a bad name so that we can hang it.
Bernard, it's the 9th birthday of AJ of Regalo International Academy. This is from your auntie Holali, your mom, dad, Gabby, and Karis, and most especially from me as well. Happy birthday, AJ of Regalo International Academy. Yeah.
Well, that's all we have time for today's edition of the show. Time for City News at 10 with your Juby. We are Fiakinton. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Coming up, greater